Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the only movie talk show at night worth giving two shits about, Hollywood After Dark, March 5th, 2023. Tonight we're going to be talking about how Chris Rock strikes back, how he finally exposes Will Smith's slap for what it is, a bitch move from a bitch-made man. It's a sad story, folks. It really, truly is. We're going to be talking about Funko and its problems, TMNT cast, and a whole hell of a lot more, folks. Let's dive right the fuck into it. Hollywood After Dark. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. It is Sunday night. Hope everyone out there is having a good night. For those who tuned in last night, I just wanted to address this real quick. For the Ryan's birthday anime night, that did not go according to plan under any circumstance. So for that, I would really love to issue an apology to Ryan Hartwell. I am glad we were able to facilitate that we were able to sit down and watch those short films for Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss and Murder Drones and some of the cooler little short films that he showed us, like Here's the Plan. And, you know, I just wish we would have been able to do it as a group. I also made the mistake of posting the wrong link. And so some people got the wrong information. And for that, like, you know, I feel bad about that. So the next time there is a sponsored stream where we're going to watch some stuff that is going to be probably a little bit no for the copyright cats out there. We're going to pre-prep it and we'll have that specific thing ready to go ahead of time. And we're just going to go with that from there going forward. For those people out there who've been curious, because I have gotten messages asking about this, how do you sponsor a Hollywood After Dark stream? If it's your birthday, if it's something you want to celebrate, if it's whatever, the going rate at this point is about $50 an hour. So if you got something you want to watch, there you go. There's the going rate. We can always make those arrangements on Twitter DM or on Discord. You know what? So there's ways to do that. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I know a lot of you guys enjoy it. It's a great way to kind of just support the show while supporting you. Creates a cool little community thing there. So there's that. So yeah, again, I feel really bad about what happened last night. That's my bad for just not foreseeing that as being a problem. So that Ryan, your sisters, no need to apologize. It was really fun. No, I had a lot of fun too. I was also really tired at the end of it. Like I went to bed immediately afterward. Hell, I even just woke up from a nap right before going live. Like literally I got out of bed at 9:40. I was just exhausted. Today was the day. Let me tell you guys, like the trials and tribulations of being a parent once again, right? Journeying into this particular, this horrific nightmare that I have to live in. But a big part of it actually is, what happened with my 5-year-old is she was having her first loose tooth and she lay down for a nap and she was just out cold, right? Her body just was like, she needs to nap. So I go to wake her up. She does not want to get up. We get into this kind of fight. You know how it is, right? Like, okay, get up. And she's like, I don't want to get up. All that kind of stuff, right? Well, I finally get her up. We kind of like kind of tussle a little bit just to like, you know, get her. I'm like pulling the blanket and whatever, just playfully. So at one point she tries to like bite me. I don't know why she goes feral. She tries to bite me. And then like I pull my hand away and I look and I see she's got like blood on her lip and blood. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, was I bit? What the hell's going on? Like, are you okay? Like I start kind of freaking out. And then I look and I realize like her tooth is gone. But at this point, she's so worked up. I'm trying to like talk to her. I'm trying to like, you know, bring her down a little bit. I'm trying to like, you know, hey, it's okay. Do you want to go do this? You know, and she's like, ah, right. And then finally she calms down and she comes out of the room a few minutes later. And so she's crying, she's sobbing, she's upset, she's terrified. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, my tooth is gone. But she's doing like, my tooth is gone. Because she's just learning to speak with that gap right there, right? And so then we try to find her tooth. We clean her up. We watch some videos on YouTube about children losing their baby teeth and how it's natural. And it calms her down. It really does. It calms her down to the point of where she's like now happy about it. She's giddy about it. She's like, cool, I get to do this to tooth fairy thing, right? So my girlfriend and I we're trying to find the tooth. We're like, where the fuck is the tooth? Where's the tooth? And I look at her, I'm like, I didn't see it when she got up. I think she swallowed it. I think she swallowed it. And then so we're like, how do we say this to a 5-year-old? We're like, the tooth fairy already came and got it. She's just gonna circle back around later on and leave you a gift under your pillow. And now that's my job. I had to go out. So here's the thing. So I have to go out and go get cash because I don't carry cash on me. So I go to one store and I go in, I'm like, okay, I'll buy a Rockstar for the morning. Cool, great. Go in there. The Rockstars are like $4 a pop. There's no register open. It's only self-checkout and there's no cash back. I'm like, well, for one, F that. I'm not going to sit there and do that. So then two, I go to another store, right? I go to Safeway and then they've got their Rockstars, buy two, get two. Cool. So I'm frantically pulling them off the shelves because I'm trying to get back in time, right? Well, then one of the other Rockstars, because they have them packed in there so tightly, I end up catching it with my sleeve. It falls off the counter or off the shelf. I try to catch it with my foot, right? Try to like whatever with it. I end up it bounces off my foot and it hits the ground and like with a thud. And then when that thud's open, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. The can's fine. And then I go to pick it up and all of a sudden it's like, right. And I'm like, fuck. Like I'm getting blasted with sugar-free Rockstar. And I'm like, I just like said it where I'm like looking around for an employee and shit like that. And I'm like, finally get that taken care of. And I race to the checkout and I'm like, okay, cool. I go to self-checkout because their standard line is like 8 people deep, like F that. Because I'm just trying to get this and get home and whatever. And I go there and I do everything. I scan it all in and I give it my card and I'm waiting for the cashback thing. And it doesn't do the cashback thing. It just immediately, like for some reason, assigns it as credit, which I didn't do. But it just does that, checks me out. I'm done. And I'm like, motherfucker, right? Like, how the fuck? I just need to get fucking $5. So then I race over to the guest services checkout. I explain the situation to the lady. She charges me 9 cents for a plastic bag. And then I get the $5 back in my, in check back or whatever, right? In the cash back. And then I'm walking out of there and I realize that like, she didn't even give me the bag. She sold me a product and then like, it doesn't matter. It's like 9 cents, but still it was just crazy. It was just a crazy day. So now I got to wait. Now I got to wait for the 5-year-old to go back to sleep because she's getting ready to go to bed right now. And as soon as I'm done with the stream, I have to like write a note like from the Tooth Fairy. I write like a serial killer, like it's chicken scratch. It looks like barely legible. It's like the kind of thing you would find at a murder scene and go, oh, this is clearly from the bad guy. And I have to apparently write on there like a little note, like, due to our records, we determined that you have like a tooth worth like $2, And then I'm thinking about that myself and I'm going like, man, when I was a kid, it was like a quarter a tooth, right? I don't know why. It's like the fucking like the lamest, it's like a quarter a tooth, maybe 2 bits if you're lucky, which I think is a quarter, or 50 cents. There was one kid named Noah in my first grade class who got like $3 per tooth. And we all thought he was an entitled rich bastard. This is back in like 1988, 1989, by the way. We're like $3. I got like 50 cents, man. I can't even buy. Well, back then you could actually buy like a candy bar for 50 cents or you could get shit for 50 cents, right? Nowadays, they ain't get you nothing. So what do you do? How do you even give like a 5-year-old money? Like, what is their concept of cash in exchange for parts of their body? I just feel like there is a Tooth Fairy to prostitution pipeline that we're just not talking about here. You know what I mean? That we're just not diving into. Now, of course, am I going to sit there and sit my 5-year-old down and go, well, kiddo, the Tooth Fairy would give you money if the Tooth Fairy believed later on in life that you wouldn't be working at a local strip club. I don't know. You can't have that conversation with a child. So it's just one of those things. That's my morning. That's my day. That's my night. That's my evening. That's my intro to the podcast even. It's just like, holy shit. What the hell? Yeah, right. Zachary says she's going to be in the bathroom one of these days and she'll think the Tooth Fairy put my tooth in my poop or something like that. Something like that's going to happen. I have no freaking idea. But that is my day. That is my day. That is part of what it means to be a parent. I'm just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it means to just be a parent, is just you end up being in these particular situations. And of course, it's always a lot of fun, which is why, I like to tell the backstories of things. I like to give people deep dive information, like Cocaine Bear, for example. If you want to know how Cocaine Bear came to be and my thoughts on the movie, which aren't great, but are there. Podio commentary is a great way to do that. You get your podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts, youtube.com/Podio commentary. We're getting closer to 1,000 watched hours, which is great. I need 4,000 for monetization, so that's pretty fantastic. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. This week is going to be The Frighteners, which I'll be recording that episode in the next day or so. We'll be able to talk about that. But also, this is one thing I wanted to show last night. I'm trying to find a way to work this in the motif of HWAD. I got to try to find a way to expand this image, and then I want to like do a little video with it or something to kind of give us as a new little intro video for Hollywood After Dark. So there's that. All right, cool. Where we? Oh, we got Jess for tenor. Thank you very much, Jess. Saying, I'd like to apologize for last night. My intention was to watch the stream on StreamYard. I did not want to join as a guest. I apologize to you, Matt, the viewers, especially to Hartwell. Dude, don't even worry about that at all. Again, I wish I posted it in the community tab, but again, that was like not the most well maintained thing. My bad on that, Jess. No. I don't want you to ever think you weren't welcome. I was just trying to keep it. There were a lot of other people that were trying to jump in as well. I just didn't know you didn't have the link to the other thing until after you had said something. So on that note, I apologize for not being clear. Obviously, you are a valued member of this community. Everyone who's here is a valued member of this community, 100%, guys. So yeah, make no mistake on that, dude. It is not in any way your fault. There's nothing to apologize for. But we'll definitely dive into that one. Maverick here says, I'm waiting for Snakes on Cocaine. So, I'll show that again. It's only a minute long. I'll show that again while we get prepped up for the rest of the stuff tonight. Because yeah, so I decided Taylor Richards, who is here all the time, a good buddy of mine from San Diego, known him a very, very long time now. He hits me up and he's like, what about Snakes on Cocaine as like a bad movie, right? And so I took it and I ran with it in the AI sector, and I came up with this very quickly, and I'm going to remaster it as time goes on. But if you don't know the story of Snakes on Cocaine, here is AI giving it to you in a very bad pitch.
Get ready for the wildest ride of your life with Snakes on Cocaine. When a shipment of cocaine accidentally falls into a shipment of snakes, chaos ensues. The snakes become hyperactive, aggressive, and completely unpredictable as they wreak havoc on a small town. As the chaos unfolds, our hero, an animal control officer with a heart of gold and nerves of steel, soon discovers that the cocaine is having an even more terrifying effect on the snakes than he could have ever imagined. Not only are they more vicious than ever before, but they're also addicted to the drug and need to find more of it in order to maintain their high. With the help of a reluctant drug dealer, our hero sets out to stop the snakes before they can find more cocaine and cause even more destruction. But this isn't just any ordinary snake movie. Snakes on Cocaine takes it to the next level with over-the-top action scenes, hilarious one-liners, and a killer soundtrack. Get ready for heart-pounding suspense, laugh-out-loud moments, and of course, lots and lots of snakes on cocaine. So buckle up, grab some popcorn, and join us for the ultimate thrill ride, Snakes on Cocaine.
I might actually need to sit down and make that movie. I might need to sit down and actually find a way to write it, or maybe write it as a graphic novel and use AI to tell the story about snakes on cocaine, which I think will be a lot of fun. I also see Saggy Melons is here saying that Matt does not value me as a community member. That is also true. I value you as a co-host, Saggy. All right. I mock you as a co-host. I value though you as a co-host. So there's definitely that one, right? Zachary here says, I got a title for a movie, Snakes on Cocaine on a Plane. That's how it goes, buddy. That's how it goes. How about Cobra Cocaine? That's an idea. Was that John Glover? I don't know who John Glover is. The voice that I used for that was actually a sample of Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Obviously, in a way that was meant to be, it was very quickly done. Very, very quickly done. Saggy here says, good answer, Matt. Matt saved himself from my wrath. I'm not afraid of your wrath, though, Saggy. That's kind of the whole thing. It's like, you ever, a dog that yips real loud? I mean, that's kind of how I view it. But I still love you nonetheless. I love you. I love you so much. I'll send you a link to come on in. How about that? I'll send you a link to come on in. I have to send it to you directly because you left the DM group. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't need to talk about that. I'm just going to guilt you a little bit publicly about that because you left And then Jimbo tried to bring you back, but you didn't want to do that. So there are things to talk about tonight while we wait for Saggy to jump on in. One of the things I do want to discuss is the Ninja Turtles TMNT Mutant Mayhem. The casting for that came out yesterday, which is really, really, really interesting. There is also, what is it? We're talking about Snakes on Cocaine and everything else. And then there's also the Meth Gator, which I believe is a movie actually coming from Asylum. They have said that it's coming. I thought it might have been a joke. It turns out that it's okay. The Asylum has been around for a long time. They're fantastic. They make mockbusters. They're pretty terrible. But there we go. Ryan here says hire Taylor to storyboard it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Ralph Templeton says, well, we got your back against this bully. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Kenneth asking, are you a fan of 80s TV? Two of my favorite 80s shows were MacGyver and Magnum PI. Those two cool cats were action adventure heroes. Hell yeah, dude. I loved MacGyver and Magnum PI back in the day. Like I really did. I mean, I was a kid, but like I still enjoyed the shows. Richard Dean Anderson is obviously the shit. And then of course, Tom Selleck, dude. Tom Selleck's mustache has gotten like women pregnant. That's all I'm saying on that. Like, his mustache has like literally just impregnated women. Speaking of one of those women, Saggy, please tell the time about Tom Selleck's mustache knocking you up.
Who?
Don't lie. You know Tom Selleck.
I need my donut. Hold on.
What? Like, is your hemorrhoids acting up? Like, what's going on?
No, I want my donut.
You jump on in your. Like,
no,
you're like, it's my donut. I gotta eat my donut.
I discovered this new, there's a bubble tea place that I frequent, and they used to have like food. Like it was really good food. But ever since the pandemic, they only serve bubble tea. They kind of stopped serving food. But now that the pandemic is gone, I guess they like partnered with another company that's more native to other parts of the country. And they have these like friggin' donuts that are just addictive, and I'm eating a Fruity Pebbles donut.
Oh, I've had one of those before. There's a place in Portland called Voodoo Donuts that kind of like, I don't want to say like they kind of popularized that, at least for like kitschy sort of things. You know, you can get like your Fruity Pebbles donut, your Captain Crunch or your Crunchberry donut, or the one I really enjoyed the most is your maple bacon bar. I do enjoy that quite a bit. But man, I ate one of those. I was visiting and my cousin took me there and I had one and I was like freaking wired from so much sugar, you know, and I was like, holy shit, this thing will kill me. Then later on in life, I found out that I'm a diabetic. So yes, absolutely, you know,
that food gave you the diabetes.
Yeah. There we go. That's how I got the diabetes, by having that one donut. That seems like an after school PSA, right? That they would have, you know, like your favorite, like imagine like if this was the 90s, Paul Rudd, fresh off of the success of Clueless and Halloween 6. Right?
You know, that's how I felt about Krispy Kremes when they first came out this way. Oh my God, that was literally like diabetes in the form of donuts.
I've honest to God never had a fresh Krispy Kreme. Never had a fresh Krispy Kreme. Like when they opened, I was like, I'm not gonna go wait in that line for a donut. Like that's just ridiculous. And I'm a fat guy. I'm still like never gonna fucking happen. But just never gonna do it. Just like if it was like a brand new taco shop and they're like, if they took Sombreros, which is a Mexican food chain in San Diego, and they brought it to like Olympia, Washington, I don't care how long that line would be. I would still be the first in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, if they brought me what I love back, I would absolutely be there in a heartbeat. But for donuts, F that shit. But we do got a 3-month member chat from Rational Skeptic, Prime member. Thank you. So Saggy and Matt, do you agree Matt Stone and Trey Parker should host the Oscars unscripted?
No.
Yes. Oh my, I hate the Oscars, so I'm okay with that.
I hate the Oscars, but they would totally cancel the Oscars.
It would be great.
I literally asked you if you wanted to go outside earlier. Now you're coming in here and bothering me.
Like, that's what happens when you have kids.
Do you need to go to the bathroom, bro? Like I literally, this is the thing with my dog. Okay, I took her out. I let her outside. She stepped on the porch. It was too cold, so she came back in the house, and now she has to go out. And she's coming in here doing the thing, and it's like, bro, I took her out like multiple times, and she just did not want to go. So I think I have to take her to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. Well,
I'm just gonna let her out back. I'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah, there's I would love to see Trey Parker and Matt Stone tackle the Oscars. I mean, I would love to. I mean, yeah, Ryan here says they had Seth MacFarlane host it, and that was the last time it was interesting. That was the last time it was interesting. And as a result of that, they won't ever let Seth host it again or anyone be funny. Chris Rock is pretty sanitized. You know what I mean? Like as much as I love Chris Rock, he goes into that with a bit of like Billy Crystal energy, which is fine, right? But Seth MacFarlane was great when he did that. Let's see. Keely Chow says the only good things about the Oscars are the Raven Awards and the World Class Bullshitters Oscars drunk watch stream. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe the guy from World Class Bullshitters is interesting when he's drunk. I don't know. I don't think he's interesting when he's sober. Although, no, do I have the full photo of him? Drunk? Let me see. I don't think I have the image of Jeff drunk. I don't think I necessarily have that, but I do have an image of Jeff being adjacently drunk to someone. Let me see if I got that here. Where's that image at? Hold on, guys. It's a good one. It's worth the wait, folks. Oh my God. I mean, like you gotta love Jesse Milestone, Jeff's significant other, right? His Bay of Bay, sipping on a coronavirus, you know. And that, by the way, the other coronavirus bottle on the left-hand side there, I do believe is going into Jeff from World Class Bullshit. But this, you gotta love it, folks. You gotta love it. Fandom menace, aficionados, mocking the virus that killed, you know, several million people worldwide. There you go. They loved it. They're pretty fun. Let's see here. Adam from Your Movie Sucks is a good one. I mean, Adam's pretty funny. I haven't seen it. I haven't talked to Adam in years, but definitely, I met Adam at VidCon 2017. Had a lot of fun. Let's see. Where did that pic come from? Her Twitter. Her Twitter is what happened. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to like talk about that a little bit. Opinion on Tom Sizemore's death. I mean, look, I know I haven't really talked about that. Tom Sizemore had a brain aneurysm at the age of 61. You know, his family was told that there was no chance of recovery. They decided to pull the plug. And that's tragic. As soon as I heard he had a brain aneurysm, I was like, that's it, man. Like, that's it. You know, once that pops, and that's something that frightens me quite a bit, you know, like the older I get and shit. Cause he's only like 20 years older than me. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing. He's like 20 years older than me. And 61 is still way too young. So, you know, nothing but love and sympathy, thoughts and prayers, obviously, to the family and the fans who were impacted by this. Tom Sizemore was a good kind of everyman kind of actor. You know, when Tom Sizemore popped up, he was a good character actor. When he popped up in a movie, you knew you were in for some fun shit. You know, if Tom Sizemore was in something, you're like, yeah, all right, Tom, this is going to be interesting. And he always kind of brought this very unique perspective. You know, I always thought he was a more approachable, oh God, I'm trying to think of the actor, Michael Madsen. You know what I mean? I thought him and Michael Madsen had very similar vibes, but he was always more of like the fun one. So yeah, very sad about that. Very sad about Tom Sizemore. I don't quite know what Saggy is saying. Oh, hell no. Oh, there are coyotes outside? Okay. Sorry.
Bro, I was outside and she was going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden it got quiet. It's because it's like 1:00 in the morning here, and all of a sudden in the distance you could hear, oh, and I was like, what the? I was like, is that a dog? And then more chimed in. I was like, that's a pack, and they started getting closer. And I was like, nope, we got to go in. I don't even care if you shit on the floor. I don't care if you went to the bathroom. We're getting the hell out inside. There's a pack of coyotes heading my way. I was like, oh, hell no. I had to bring the dog in quick because my dog is small and she would have gotten destroyed. But yeah, I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's what, sorry. I mean, I'm pretty certain that's probably what's killed one, if not more of my cats because we have, I mean, you know, like King Goes here says, coyotes in Boston.
Yeah,
coyotes are everywhere, dude.
Yeah,
like,
we actually had we lived in my old place I lived. There was actually a den. We lived near a golf course, and there was a den at the golf course. So like every night you would hear them. And sometimes too, I've been to the beach and you'd see coyotes on the beach, and you're just like, yeah, we got coyotes out here.
I was down by the state capitol the other day dropping off an order at in the evening, and there was a coyote just like trotting alongside the Capitol grounds, and I'm like, okay. When I used to live in San Diego, one night I was hanging out with my brother in front of our place. We're just talking, and I think I see this dog trotting up the street, and we're like, oh, it's just a dog, whatever. And it was a coyote, full size. It just comes trotting right past us, like looks at us and was just kind of like playa, and like took off and shit.
They look like dirty dogs. They do.
They do. I mean, I've seen them running around out here. Like I'll see them running up and down like the streets and stuff. And I'm part of, there's like the neighborhood.com app, right? Where you can go and listen to the racist screeds of your neighbors. You don't even need Craigslist anymore. You can go find out which one of your neighbors hates the people because they complain about it all the time. But you can get some interesting info. Like I had to go on there the other day because we have this white horse that was in an adjacent road that we'd pass by every morning on the way to school. So my daughter always liked the white horse. And then we started noticing that the white horse just wasn't there, right? Like, oh, where's the horse? I haven't seen the horse in a couple of days. And then we go to school the other day and we look over and there's a sign and it just says, "We'll miss you, Pepper." And I'm like, oh, okay. I wonder if the horse's name was Pepper and that the horse is dead. Well, I don't know for certain. Let me go over to this, and ask the app and stuff. And I didn't see anything, but I can only assume that the animal unfortunately passed away. Because you don't put a sign up saying "We'll miss you," if no one out there, like if that's what happened. But anyway, there's a lot there. I do want to make a point to bring up something that that Rhea had said here, talking about the Oscars. So she says, "I'm personally not a fan of categorizing animated films in a single category. They're as thematically diverse as live action films and should be placed in the running along with other similar films." So here's the thing with that, though. I agree with you, but the difference, though, is how the studio chooses to push the movie. Because what you have to understand is the studio will submit the film for specific categories. It's not like you have, just like the Academy will just kind of like randomly select something. You know what I mean? So it's like the studio has to pick what they want, like whatever movie they want to run for Best Picture or whatever. All right. And then they'll submit it for a multitude of categories. Like even Gina Carano was submitted for Best Supporting Actress with I think it was like the Emmys or something, after the Mandalorian season 2. People are just like, why the hell are they pushing her as this? And it's just because that's what they do. Like they push the categories that they might be able to get nominated in, or they might be able to win. In the case of animation, they push those movies for Best Animated Feature. They don't push them for Best Feature. And there's an example of that. If you go all the way back to like 03 or 04, I think it might have been 04, there was the Michael Moore documentary, Fahrenheit 9/11. Did you ever see that, Saggy?
No.
It doesn't surprise me. Anyway, good.
I wasn't interested.
Yeah, I know. You were 19. Was it 2004? You would have been like fucking 19, I think.
Probably. And if I wasn't big into so when I was younger, I was into like TV shows and some movies, sure, but like I wasn't watching everything that came out. I watched like things that were interesting, and I was really big into like action movies and like those type of stuff. So I wasn't really into, whatever the hell that movie was. It didn't seem interesting. It still doesn't even sound interesting even hearing it now.
Well, there's the thing is though, the Fahrenheit 9/11 was a movie that it was like the first documentary to gross like $100 million, right? Domestic. Because this is all critical of George Bush in the Iraq War. Okay. So it came on out and it was just brutal and how it tackled everything. Well, Michael Moore decided that he didn't want to run the movie for Best Documentary. He wanted to run the movie for Best Picture. So he forewent the nomination process for Best Documentary and decided to submit the movie to the Academy as a Best Picture nomination. I don't recall if it got nominated, but that's what he chose to do with it. So what I think, I mean, if I were like Guillermo del Toro with Pinocchio, or if I were, DreamWorks behind Puss in Boots, I would have been like, man, fuck, you're a woman talking or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen it. That's not the one about the Harvey Weinstein thing, right? Or what's another movie up for Academy Award this year that I could give a fuck less about?
Everything.
Fuck your Tar. How about that? Right? Fuck Tar. Do you know what Tar is?
What Tar? Like
the movie Tar.
No, these all sound like awful movies.
It's not about black tar heroin, which would have been far more interesting. I believe Tar is about a fictional composer. Like it's a biopic about a fake person, I think. I don't know. I've heard like whatever about it. I hear it's good, but like I'm just not going to watch it probably. But like that's one that's nominated, right? Cate Blanchett, who's an amazing actress and I love her, but fuck Tar. I'm just going to use that as an example for right now. Replace that shit with Puss in Boots. Replace that shit with fucking Pinocchio, right? Like, yeah, I agree. I think animation has gotten to the point where if animated movies can do better at like conveying emotion and conveying thought-provoking themes and actually getting you to a place where you are just right there with the exact intent that they are trying to do to you. And it's not just about, and this is just to use an old South Park expression, two gay cowboys sitting on a fence eating chocolate pudding. I think you need to do that kind of shit, right? I mean, look, I know Avatar: The Way of Water is up there for Best Picture. And I have said repeatedly, and I stand by this, that Avatar should win Best Picture because I think it's done the most to accentuate the theatrical experience and to move the industry forward than all of these other, almost talking head movies about a dilemma or a drama or whatever the fuck it is that people generally don't tune into like ever, I mean, like some of those movies are really good. Like, did you ever see 12 Years a Slave? I mean, it was an Oscar nominated. It won Best Picture. It won Best Picture. I'm just asking if you saw it, right? I'm not like, I don't. Did you watch Emancipation with fucking Will Smith?
It's funny because I think it was like on the vodka stream, someone brought that up, and it was like the other black person on the panel that wasn't me, and somebody mentioned that it's like not every black person has seen a movie about slavery.
Well, no, the joke I made about that movie, you should fucking watch 12 Years a Slave. It is a really good movie.
I'm sure it is, but I think those movies are more made for people who look like you, so you can feel bad about something.
Oh, dog. No. Oh, dog, you have no fucking idea how right you are about that. You are completely right. And I'll just spell it out for you, right? I'll just spell it out for you. Fuck it. The movie's like 10 years old. Like, who gives a shit? Or 9 years old. It's a good movie. Like, Chiwetel Ejiofor did such an amazing job. I mean, you had Lupita Nyong'o, amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch did a great job. Fucking Michael Fassbender, holy shit, did an amazing. Like, the movie is full of it's a fantastic performances and it's a really good movie. It's a really good story. But the movie was produced by Brad Pitt. Okay. So the movie's produced by Brad Pitt, and like do you know the story of the movie? Right? Do you know the story of 12 Years? I'm just going to tell you because you probably don't know it.
No.
All right. I'm gonna. No, it's not just about slavery. It's about one specific slave.
Oh, okay.
One specific.
That one.
I'm gonna white splain this to you. Okay.
One specific black colored person.
All right. So it's this one guy, but he's a free man who ends up getting lured out of the northern states down to DC he's a musician and for a gig, and he ends up getting knocked out and sold into slavery because that's what the people who caught him did. Right. One of the guys was from SNL, which it just took me out of the entire scene that he was in. Right. It's like the guy who it was the guy who used to do the digital shorts or whatever. But anyway, so he ends up like going to like a couple different families, and he goes to like, he's a learned man, right? So that's like kind of like his what benefits him in those situations. And then like he ends up like kind of befriending like Benedict Cumberbatch, who's like the good slave owner. Right? That's how they portray him. But then Paul Dano, who plays the Riddler in Batman, he doesn't like him. He's
the good
that's your words. I can't say that. Right? Whatever. So like, and then like you almost think like he's gonna be able to get away, he's gonna be able to get free. But then like Paul Dano, who doesn't like him, ends up like effing him over, and he ends up going to Michael Fassbender, who is like the worst of the worst. Like he beats his slaves, he rapes Lupita Nyong'o like repeatedly, like just a horrible guy. And then like so he's
bad
stuck,
massa.
he is a bad man. Your words. I'm not gonna say anyway. So so it's getting towards the end of the movie, right? And I'm like, okay, so now he's got to be like, I'm like, now he's gonna get to the point of where he's gonna get free. How is he gonna get free? All right. So he's like working in the back. Working on like a gazebo, I think, or whatever the fuck it is. And all of a sudden you know who enters the frame?
The other good massa?
Brad Pitt.
So is he a massa?
No.
Okay, so
but he was a good man. That's the thing. Like, he comes in as this very easygoing, like he's a white Canadian who just happens to be in the South. I forget why, but he's a white Canadian. And he starts talking to him, and he's kind of like, wow, it's been so long. He's like, yeah, you're kind of smart. And then he's like, well, I'm not supposed to be here. Like Dante from fucking Clerks. Like, I'm not supposed to be here today. And basically kind of tells him the story. And then here comes Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt essentially cast himself as white Canadian Jesus. And then Brad Pitt is able to rescue the man and get the man to go back home to be reunited with his family after 12 years. It's a very good movie, but it's like as soon as Brad Pitt shows up, you're just like, that's Christ. That man is here to absolve all whitey of their.
I just want to explain that those kind of movies, like, yes, black people can enjoy them, but those movies are more catered to make white people feel guilty about slavery. I'm sorry,
but then they feel better because here comes Brad Pitt. Then they feel better because here comes Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's just like, he's all like,
Brad Pitt, and all the black people are like, please let your wife adopt me.
Whoa. Don't give away the plot, Saggy. God, that's the sequel. Jeez. The sequel's it's gonna be produced by Brad Pitt, but it's gonna star Madonna. Gee. Wow. Wow. I think aren't most celebrity adoptees, like, aren't they children from like out of the country or whatever? A lot of them are. Yeah.
Usually African or Asian.
Yeah. There's like
that's why there was a joke about that for a while, like, Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. It would have been a missed opportunity if I didn't make that joke. I'm so sorry. I had to do it. It was like my brain's telling me no.
But my body is telling me yeah.
Oh, I have tears in my eyes. Like, bro. Like I said, I just love how I sat here playing my mobile game while Jarbo was boring me with the storyline of 12 years of slavery. Oh God. Like, I'm sorry, but like when I was growing up, my aunt used to make me watch all those movies like Rosewood and shit, and I just like I hated life after watching those movies. I'm like, I don't like these movies about slavery. It's very depressing. Like, we're so past slavery, dude. Like, I can't. Like, Django Unchained was a refreshing slave story
because it was a fairy tale version of that. It's such a good movie. I love Django Unchained. Django.
Django is really good.
Such a good film. Ray here says, I love how my comment is still up. That was like 3 topics ago. No, Ray, you don't realize is that your comment was the animation to Slavery Pipeline. That's how the story progressed.
Oh my Lord. I literally was crying like this. That was just,
There you go. All right. Well, on that note, we got to laugh at a Saggy. So take that, RJ. Can't make her laugh. He tries. He tries so hard.
He does try. It's really bad.
Anyway, Todd for $20, man. We were on a roll, so I didn't want to break the stride. It says, Jarbo, right after the Snyder Cut came out, Hamada and Sarnoff said the Snyderverse was over. How come the hardcore Snyder fans did not believe them? Well, I think at this point, because it's been, 2 years, we can kind of agree, Saggy, that Snyder fans, well, not all Snyder fans, the hardcore, we know the hardcore I'm talking about here, right? We know who I'm talking about. People who can literally look both ways while crossing the street at the same time. People who are just kind of psycho and everything else. And they just don't want to believe, right? They just don't want to believe. And so, yes, when Hamada and Sarnoff came on out and issued those statements and Hamada said that it was a cul-de-sac, everyone was like, oh, you mean a cul-de-sac? That was the thing, by the way. People, because they have to do that, right? Like Zach Crack.
Yeah,
cul-de-sac.
Well,
right?
You know what's funny about that is that the reason why they didn't believe it is because the merger was happening. So they thought that once the merger happens, the new people who's taken over are going to release it because they're going to see that there's a demand for it because all the fans are crying about it so much on social media that the new boss will be like, wow, these people really want this, so we should totally make it happen. But then they looked at the books and said, how much does Zack Snyder cost? And they're like, so Zack Snyder, last time he did a movie, it cost this much, so probably this much. And they said, nah, we're going to go in a different direction.
Yeah, and basically, so that's why a lot of it happened the way that it did. But there's been some people, again, they're trying to push this whole thing with sell Snyderverse to Netflix, and they're trying to go for another event. And in fact, actually, that's a good segue. I wanted to dive into some stuff with that real quick, though. H-Barts did bring this to my attention. Brad Pitt was on the posters for the movie. Schiavo. What is that? That's not Italian, is it? 12 anni Schiavo? Is that? I think that's the Italian poster. Like, let's minimize.
What is this? A Chinese version poster? Jesus.
I know. If it was the Chinese poster, you wouldn't even see Chiwetel Ejiofor. You wouldn't even see him. It would just be Brad Pitt, 12 Years a Slave. It'd be like Sharon, you ever seen the movie 7 Years in Tibet with Brad Pitt from the 90s? That movie was boring. I snuck into that movie and I still feel like I wasted time. Ryan, you want to show me a video called The Tooth Fairy Sucks and Made a Replacement? Yeah, send it over, man. We'll check it out. We'll check it out at the end. Thank you, buddy. But to keep on point with this whole crazy shit. All right. Oh no, the guy, come on, man. The guy didn't. Am I blocked? I'm probably blocked by this guy. Damn it. There was
Did you
video.
retweet him?
I didn't retweet him, but I think this guy has me blocked because most Snyder fans have me blocked. There was a guy today. I am blocked. That's why. That's why. Okay. Yeah.
He blocked you?
Yeah. The video I'm talking about with like the DC destruction.
I talked about it today. Yeah. I talked about it today.
Yeah. This guy, I'll have to, you know what? Joke's on you, buddy. I've got alt accounts. Piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. But all right.
No, you can just log out.
I could just log out, but that's annoying. I don't want to log out. That's just
go into incognito mode.
Incognito mode, yeah, but again, it's like I've already just got it already right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So
you went on the potty.
Yeah. Until they block that one, but I've got other ones too. Does not take long to start. No, just like it is old, but whatever. So anyway, so what we know of here, there's another event for the sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix that's happening on March 18th. Okay, because that is the
17th.
No, March 18th, because that's the day.
17th.
No, this guy, listen. This guy says the 17th, but the other one is on March 18th because that is when they are doing.
So wait, they're on a back-to-back one?
Yes.
Oh, what the fuck?
I was trying to get to that. You keep cutting me off. I'm trying to get to that point.
I didn't hear about the second one. Sorry.
No, because they're doing another one that's coming out on March 18th because that's the 2-year anniversary of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh.
So the day before, this dude is like, this is the guy that's talking about the DC Armageddon. All right. so there's a, you guys got to listen to this. This is crazy. Like this is the type of shit that's just it's just great. Okay, look at this guy here. I like chess, football, Argentina football team, Barcelona, and I'm part of the Zack Snyder movie fandom. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. I don't know why that to me is funny, but okay, listen to this guy.
In the hashtag Restore the Snyderverse fandom. Now, don't forget, DC Armageddon, March 17th, right? That's the same day Shazam is being released, right? We want to let Warner Brothers know that we're not going to take their nonsense, right? Remember to preset your tweets. Remember, you could use any 2 hashtags per tweet, and the reason for that is that the Twitter is the only way Twitter does pick up the trends, right? So I'm not telling all you can't any specific tweets. No, you could tweet any 2 tweets you want. Just limit it to 2, right? Right, 2 hashtags, right? Warner Brothers has been doing a lot of nonsense, right? And they're lowering, they're devaluing the content. This DC, and DC is an amazing IP, and we shouldn't settle for less, right? All DC fans should feel upset about what it is they're doing. The last big insult they did was to fire Henry Cavill, right? Let us all join hands and let them hit them where it hurts them the most, in their pockets, right? And show them your displeasure on the day. Flood Twitter with your presence on March 17th. Okay? You have a good Saturday. Take care.
Okay, that was a long 2 minutes. I apologize. God. Oh my God, HWAD. What the
I watched
dude?
this.
Do you know what he's referencing?
Yes, I do. I know the reference.
Dude, I love that movie, by the way. That's
is-
such a good movie. Anyway.
Yeah, this is the thing, because this is just, it infuriates me, because it's like, this is these people's identity now. Like, why are you this pressed over? And these are great IPs, and it's awful what's happening to them. Like, are they your IPs? Are you making money off this? Why the fuck do you care this much, dude? Go outside, get laid, get fucking something, smoke some weed, and fucking relax. Like, I don't know why people are making this so freaking personal, where it's like this is affecting their entire lives because they can't get the shit they want to get. It makes no sense. Make it make sense, please.
Okay, so you know, again, they don't understand. All right, there's like a lot there that they just don't understand. So they're running on the emotional side of things, right? As always, everything they do is all emotion based. So, you know, he's like, fans don't need, you know, be disrespected. They're opening the movie Shazam 2. He didn't say like boycott the movie, but he was implying boycott the movie. He's like, use the hashtag DC Armageddon or whatever. But again, what does that even mean? And everything else, he goes, oh, but only use 2 hashtags because of the trending. And then as I showed, I showed this, I proved this on their last trending event on Valentine's Day, that Twitter suppressed the hashtags. They suppressed them. They trended for 1 hour each, and then they were cast off into oblivion because it got caught in the spam filter. That's going to happen again. So it's like, it's all ridiculous. It doesn't even matter. So what's really funny about this, Placatiel here says smartphones were a mistake. But if smartphones were a mistake, would we have gotten World Star?
Social media was a mistake.
Social media was, but see, no one got my joke.
I got it, but like, you know, it's kind of dated. You're just showing
World
your age.
World Star is never dated, Saggy.
Yes, it is. It's definitely dated.
World Star, World Star,
Oh my
World Star.
God, you're so friggin' like 2015, bro.
Hey, listen, rest in peace for Live Leak. That got taken down.
Really?
Yeah, Live Leak was the only place I was able to find the Logan Paul Suicide Forest video to prove that he was lying. So, but yeah, man, Live Leak was a crazy site. Like, I don't know, like anyway. Can we get to a better topic like the TMNT casting? We're gonna get to the slightly racist casting of TMNT, because we got to talk about that, Brandon. You know about that? You hear about the casting of that yesterday?
No, I didn't.
There's some slightly racist casting.
No, sir.
No, no cap.
I know Jackie Chan was
No
cast
cap.
as Master Splinter, though.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why?
Think about that for a second.
How's that racist?
Kind of like, do you not think that? Okay, let me ask you a question.
Wait.
Who was Mr. Miyagi originally?
What do you mean?
Who was Mr. Miyagi?
He's an Asian man.
Well, yes, that's a very broad overview. But what kind of Asian man?
Japanese.
Yes.
Okay.
So, who played Mr. Miyagi in the 2010 Sony reboot of The Karate Kid?
Jackie Chan.
Very good. Is Jackie Chan Chinese? Is he Japanese?
No, but you do realize that like Japanese and
Not all
Chinese
Asian
and
people
like,
are the same, Saggy.
No,
They
not,
don't all
but
look alike either. You need to stop making those comments. I've seen you on Twitter.
Master Splinter's a freaking rat. He's not even Japanese. He was raised by a Japanese person, yes, but he's not Japanese. He's a freaking rat. He's not a race. He can be played by anyone. What do you mean? He's a rat, dude. Why? What are you making this a race thing for? Who's making it a race thing? That's so stupid. He's a fucking rat, dude. Why are you laughing? I'm very confused.
Because it's funny. It's funny. There's one other casting choice though that's going to be very interesting. And I don't know if certain people have gotten a hold of it yet. It's who's voicing April, but we'll get to that real quick because there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. With the Snyder stuff, because this was asked of James Gunn on Instagram earlier today. Some guy here, Michael Green. Have you sold Snyderverse to Netflix yet? Just blatantly, all right. James Gunn, Netflix hasn't asked for it, and like, you have to love that. It's like, have you sold it yet? Well, they haven't asked for it. Like, that's it, bro. Like, that's it. Like, what more do you want? They keep getting shut down left and right, but it's not going to stop them, Saggy. It's just not going to stop them. We don't know what to do anymore.
They're just dumb. I just laugh at them at this point. I mean, let's talk about. Listen, you guys in the chat. Okay, he was a human, Japanese human. I'm going by the goddamn friggin' movies from the 90s. And the fact that, okay, they've changed Master Splinter, and it doesn't matter. It's just the voice. And Jackie Chan, like, oh my God, who cares? He's a fucking rat. He doesn't have to be played by a Japanese man. It's a rat.
To be
he
fair,
wasn't even a mutated rat in some of the renditions. He was transformed into a rat from a man, and then other ones he was a mutated rat, and other ones he was just a rat that was really smart and just watched his master do kung fu, and somehow he done kung fu, and then he was mutated to a bigger rat. I don't know, but he's a rat, and he's not Japanese. He's just a rat. He's from New York. He's a New Yorkan rat who grew up in Japan. Cope.
So then how is he from New York?
I don't know why he's in New York.
It's like, you know, you go, he's just a New York rat from Japan. New Yorkers don't do that. What? No, unless he's like, you know, he's a New York rat. He's from fucking Flatbush.
He moved to. I don't know why anyone would move from Japan
he's from the
to New
Bronx.
York, but he's from New York. Yeah, he's from the Bronx.
Actually, he strikes me as more of like a Long Island kind of rat, but like whatever.
I mean, he's
I
also.
don't even know what that means. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Listen, Jackie Chan needs work. Stop trying to make it sound like Jackie Chan is a bad cast. The man's getting old. He can't do his kung fu shit no more like he used to. He can't do his own stunts. He's getting too goddamn old. Let him work.
No, you're not blocked, King of Golden State. You're right there.
No, guys, listen. I had people message me. I don't know if you guys noticed, but YouTube is doing this weird thing now. If you can't see people in the chat, make sure on the top where it says top chat, you switch that to live chat, because for some reason you can only see people when you see it on the live chat. I have no clue why it does that. I didn't block anybody. It's just been doing that lately. Somebody said I was shadow banned. I'm like, no, that's not what it is. It's literally you just can't see people if you don't type live chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's been happening a lot lately, especially with my account. It's fucking weird.
Either way, I'm like, look, I love Jackie Chan. All right. Like the other night I was like really trying to find all the police stories to watch. Because HWAD keeps talking about them and everything. And then it's like, but which version do you get your hands on? It's very, very hard when you're trying to get uncut Asian cinema, you know, very difficult to get. But that being said, I can still see everyone in the chat here, but yeah, go to the live chat. That's the best way to do it, to see everybody. So we got that, but also, okay, let's talk about this. Let's dive in to the TMNT casting. And I did see there's a super chat that came in from H Barts. We'll get to that there when we're done with this. Okay, buddy. So I appreciate that. So, all right. So anyway, yeah, someone says, hold on here. Someone said, learn your lore. Sanzi here says, learn your lore, Saggy. There's a lot of different lords though, but to be fair though, the voice of Shredder in some of the cartoons, from the earlier show was the dad from Fresh Prince.
Yeah. He was great, by the way. No, I mean, listen, learn my lore. You told me the lore, and I still stand with the fact that I don't see the big deal about Jackie Chan. I was
just being a dick.
I know you were, but then
there
people were in the chat being serious.
I know. Well, people were
up.
mad. People were mad though back in 2010 about Jackie Chan's casting as Mr. Miyagi. Like they love Jackie Chan, but they're like, it's the Karate Kid, but he's doing kung fu. It felt like such a weird thing to do at the time. You know what I mean? It's just a very odd thing, but that's Hollywood in a fucking nutshell though. So let's find out more about this here. So according to Slash Film, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem cast includes Jackie Chan as Splinter and so many more. Let me see what else they got here. The main voice cast includes Micah Abbey as Donatello, Shimon Brown Jr. as Michelangelo, Nicholas Cantu as Leonardo, and Brady Noon as Raphael. So I don't know who any of those guys are, and that's fine with me. Because it's really about the rest of the cast that's really fascinating. So you've got Jackie Chan as Splinter. I am excited to see how that one plays out. Now, if they end up changing his origin from Japan to China, that's going to make some people go a little bit cray-cray. I think we all can agree about that one. Let's see. Spherical Man here says, I just rolled my eyes at the casting of this movie. Of course, Seth Rogen had to insert himself. It's Seth Rogen. You're not going to be able to get around him having a voice.
Seth Rogen voice.
Let's find out. So, who else is in this? They gave us the whole cast. Oh my god, I must have grabbed like the wrong article. They gave us like the wrong cast. I'm just gonna Google this real quick because like it's it is what it is. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna bring this up on IMDb because you know what? Fuck it. I don't need to go through no one's shit. Okay, so. Okay, so we've got Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko. You've got Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman, which is going to be an upgrade from Tyler Perry. Rose Byrne as Leatherhead. You've got Jackie Chan as Splinter. Seth Rogen as Bebop. John Cena as Rocksteady.
Okay, interesting.
That's interesting. I mean, I could see him as Bebop, because it kind of works as he was also Pumbaa, right?
I hated him in that voice, so I hated him.
Yeah, but I will fully admit though, when they made fun of that in Rescue Rangers, that was great. You've got Natasha Demetriou as Wingnut. I don't know what she's been in, but never heard of her before. She is an English comedian, actress, and screenwriter, and she is best known for playing Nadia Dahl in What We Do in the Shadows. That's what
Oh, wait. Let me see her picture. I think I know who that is.
Hold on here. Let me.
Where is she? Nadia.
I'm bringing
Maya
it up right here.
Rudolph. Where's RJ?
RJ is currently not here.
Oh, well, he would have loved to see Maya Rudolph in that. Oh, yeah, I did see what we do in that. Yeah, she's funny. She's actually really funny in that.
So yeah, she's playing Wingnut, and then yeah, you've got Maya Rudolph as Cynthia Utrom, who I do not know who that character is. Let's see. Doesn't okay, maybe it's a new character. I don't even know. But you've got that, and then you've got Ice Cube as Superfly. All right, I don't see anyone here voiced as Shredder, which tells me that they're probably hiding that information for right now. But this is the one that's going to cause, I think, a lot of issue for a lot of people is Ayo Adibari. I'm mispronouncing her last name as April O'Neil. So she's on the bear.
Okay.
But you might know her from something else. She might have taken over.
12 years a slave, I'm leaving.
It's not no. Not 12 years a slave. She took over for Jenny Slate on Big Mouth.
Oh,
as Missy.
okay.
She took on the voice of Missy.
Okay. I mean, it's not I got used to her voice in Big Mouth because it doesn't sound too much different from her. But this is I'm sorry, I'm getting a little triggered.
So
A little triggered.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, certain people are gonna like. I don't have a problem with it, right? I think she's a good voice actress. Spherical Manor says they showed what the new April looks like. It's fine. You know, I don't know. Did they show what the new April looks like?
Is she black? Did they make her black?
They have made April O'Neil black before.
No, I know that.
What was it?
This is my thing, right? And this is why I was saying I'm getting triggered. Because a lot of voice actors, now with voice acting, I don't care who does the voice acting, right? Because it's voices. You're not like physically being shown on the screen. I don't think it should matter what ethnicity you are. So when you said that, and you said this is what it is, the thing that pisses me off the most is like a lot of actors, good voice actors who voiced characters for a long time, dropped out of the role to give actors with proper representation the role. I'm like, but why? It's called acting. It shouldn't matter what your actual race is when you're voicing a character. I mean, if that was the case, then Earl Jones wouldn't have been Darth Vader. Okay? And there was a reason why, when you think about it, there was a reason why he got the role and why they didn't go with the white actor who was in the Vader suit. Because black men have natural, very deep tones where they can make their voices sound like bad guys. If you go back and look at voice acting, a lot of their voices were black guys because of the tone that they were going for. They were looking for that, and a lot of African American men had that voice that they were looking for. It's not a big deal when it comes to voices for me, and I hate when actors always say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna step out the role of playing this black character because I'm not black," and it just makes and it's like no. Like Cleveland Brown, I love the voice actor for Cleveland Brown. He was hilarious, and they did it respectfully, and I didn't mind the jokes. It's stupid. And then when, of course, and the reason why I'm getting triggered is because when it's a white person doing a voice of a black character, they will step down from the role because people are like, oh, you should cast a black person to represent that character. But then when you have a black woman who comes in to step in the role of a white character, ain't nobody gonna bat an eye. And that's why it makes me mad, because it's not fair. Sorry, I hate that.
I understand that. I just to kind of point out with Spherical Man is they actually haven't shown what April looks like. There was a little sample that popped up yesterday with like just a wee bit of footage, and it was just a sizzle reel, and I can't even seem to find that one anymore. But it's from the director. It's from the director of the Mitchells versus the Machines, and which I really, really, really like the Mitchells versus the Machines. So I'm very curious to see how this is. I don't know, look, here's the thing. When we talk about Seth Rogen being involved in adaptations, so far he's done pretty well.
I I personally am burnt out of Seth. I'm burnt out of him, but I hate when that pisses me off when it's like, I'm happy she got the role. I genuinely don't care Like, as long as they do a good job, I don't care if she's a black woman. You know, she has every right to be a voice actress in the industry. But like, it just angers me that, you know, a lot of actors, voice actors especially, stepped out of their roles to give it to black actors, and I'm like, why did you have to do that? It makes no sense to me. It's just a fucking voice, and that's what makes me angry. It's a voice. It's called voice acting. It shouldn't matter if you are a white person voicing a character that's not white. The point of it is your voice. It has nothing to do with your race. And I mean, the guy who did that's why I wasn't even mad. Everybody was mad about Cowboy Bebop when it was a black guy playing the character of Jet, and I'm like, the guy who did the American voice dubbing for Jet in Cowboy Bebop was a black guy. So why are we making this a huge black and white thing, especially with voice acting? Because you're not physically seeing the actor on screen, you're just hearing their voice, and your voice doesn't have a race to it. It's called acting, goddammit. So if anyone's mad at her for doing the voice, it's like the only thing that makes me mad is that if it's a white person doing it, they step down from the role. When a black woman does it, no one says anything because then they'd be called racist. It's just the double standards in voice acting is absurd.
Yeah, well, it's just a lot of it is where, you know, where culture is, I guess, is a way to describe it. A lot of people tend to, you know, so for example, like today, my girlfriend told me that like her brother, who she's estranged from, broke up with his wife because she cheated on him, right? And she cheated on her brother, who she doesn't like ever talk to. You know, they have a whole thing, but they found out that, you know, like her sister-in-law cheated on him, like 18 months ago. They got back together and she cheated on him again. And it's this whole thing. And so she looks at me, she's like, well, we all can agree that cheating is wrong, right? And my response was, well, yeah, we all can agree that society has told us that cheating is wrong. And she just goes, I do not like those words. And I'm like, I'm not saying that cheating is fine. What I'm saying is that like our society has told us that in monogamy, extramarital affairs is wrong. Like cheating is wrong. But it's like, that's what our society has done. And so it's kind of like where society is. Cause I'm like, go back 2,000 years. You know what? Romans had orgies, generally considered okay. A lot of people, you know, there's a lot of people that had sex with one another, generally considered okay. You know, hedonism was a thing, baby. Right? Y'all skeet. But then, you know what? Here comes this Christian, you know, mindset, right? One man, one wife, children be begotten through fruitful marriage and sex. And people go, oh, I can't all of a sudden go to these orgies anymore. That's terrible. Because society changes, right? I mean, society has dictated a lot of bad things as well. You know, look at like segregation, Jim Crow laws, things like that. That was society.
Polygamy became popular this year, by the way. This generation now, it's all about being polygamous.
Polyamory. Polyamory is a thing. I don't quite understand why. Like there's this one I saw on TikTok the other day. It was like this couple I want to say are out of Portland, most likely, you know, and it's like this one woman and she's married to this guy, but she's got this boyfriend and like they share a kid now and they all live together. And like the guy just like the boyfriend just looks super uncomfortable in every video, but he's like, I just want you to be happy. I'm all like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. But yeah, you know, people are in, I mean, that stuff again, you know, I mean, look at like we all mocked fucking Mormons for doing it, right? But because it goes into more of the modern space and shit, that's just our society in a stupid ass nutshell. We're stupid. We're so stupid because we get mad. Yeah, we live in a society, basically. You know. So there's like it's just some stupid ass shit. But anyway, I do want to see what's gonna. So the teaser trailer for Mutant Mayhem drops tomorrow. So tomorrow morning when that drops, we will be able to get a look at what the movie is. We will be able to get a look at what they're trying to go for, and then we'll get a better understanding of what to expect in August when this thing comes out. So I'm, you know, temper thy torches and thy pitchforks, but get ready for anything tomorrow to be deemed woke.
Oh, it's all going to be woke.
Well, I was oh, here we go. I found the okay, I found the clip floating around. All right. I
Of
found
April O'Neil.
no. This is from the Kids Choice Awards last night. It's from the Kids Choice Awards. This is just 19 seconds.
By the way, real quick, I just learned, and I'm very upset. Black Adam won an award for the kids.
It did. I was going to talk about that next. I was going to use it as a segue.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead because I'm like I'm so triggered by that.
I know. I gotta try to find the article. I know it's not on. Goddamn. Hold on. If you guys don't know about this, we're gonna talk about it here in a second. But you guys have gotta. Oh my God, I gotta find it. Where's it at? Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho,
you guys. Okay. Well, I guess I can't find, there's not really an article. I saw a tweet about it, but I forget who tweeted it. So I found a quick article. Anyway, this is the thing with turtles.
Everybody be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. No one can stop. That makes it louder.
So it's not much, right? It's not much. And everything else, but it's definitely, it's definitely an idea of what the animation will look like. So you're kind of silent on that one. What did you think?
yeah, I'm kind of over the Ninja Turtles though.
How the fuck can you be over the Ninja Turtles?
Because I'm the like a hardcore, if anything, like I more prefer the 90s movies, and ever since then, like Ninja Turtles hasn't really got me as hype as the 90s movies did. Like I think the 90s movies were, in my opinion, the best Ninja Turtles that has ever existed. But that's just me. I really am a fan of those movies, and I think that at this point I would really love for them to like go back to that, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that was it Michael Bay did. It was all right, but it was CGI, and I hated it because I'm like, bro, back in the 90s before technology was at its peak, they still managed to make a live action Ninja Turtles movie, and it was amazing. Even till this day, you go back and watch like the Ninja Turtles movies from that decade, and I'm sorry, I still think that they are the best that has ever been put out there. And why haven't they done that again? Like, you can make those suits again. You can make those, like, we have the technology. Why aren't you going back to that? It would be amazing. But they won't. Now they're just doing CGI and cartoons. And like, the 90s movies were the best. Why are you not replicating that and adding new technology to it? Like, you can incorporate some CGI to make the suits look even better if you want to, but like, why are we still doing CGI shit and calling it live action? That's not live action. That's CGI. God damn it. I'm going to get mad again.
I agree with Ryan. The Jim Henson suits still hold up. Right. They do.
They do. That's why I'm like, why aren't we using them? And like, don't get me wrong. I saw some of the comments. I didn't mind the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles. I just was like, whenever you do CGI next to real life, it's obvious. It's wicked obvious when you have it next to real people. The suits were real. They're physical objects. So next to a human, they look more realistic. That's why it worked in those movies.
Well, I mean, okay, so God, like I get it, but it's kind of like, they have to, the thing with the first movie, I mean, back then the technology wasn't there for CG. The technology wasn't there to replicate Eastman and Laird's vision. You know what I mean? In that way. And I understand that, but I still love the originals. It's kind of like I've said, like next month, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, turns 30. And I still think that movie is an underrated classic. right? Not saying that it's a good movie. I just think it's better than people give it credit for, because I love that movie. But it's like so many people, like, again, it becomes this thing about where it's really, really, really just about like hating on things for clout. And this is a problem that I have with outlets like Red Letter Media and you know, like the Nerdrotic and all those guys, where it's just like anything, all they want to do is complain, right? Like I feel bad because, like, you know, like I did the audio commentary on Cocaine Bear and I kind of just tore the movie apart. And like, I felt really bad after the fact. Like I almost didn't even post the episode. Like that's how bad I felt. Like, cause I don't want to put that out there, but the movie bothered me, and I'm not going to lie to people about how I feel about it, but I felt really bad because I'm like, I don't want people to come to Patio Commentary to get like negative content about movies. Like I want this to be a positive experience, but I was just like so bothered by what I saw that like this, I just have to get it out of my system. And that ends up being the thing. But it's like with Turtles, like, look, I mean, I remember when they dropped the teaser trailer in 2006 for the, you know, or the trailer in the summer of 2006 for the animated reboot that they were doing, right? With like Chris Evans and Sarah Michelle Gellar and everything else. And I remember like, oh my God, just fucking like, holy shit, this movie's great. And like, I can't wait to see it. And we got it at the drive-in and I watched it and I felt like I was a kid again, right? That first time watching that movie. And I tried watching it again recently and it's like the story is not very good. I'll fully admit for that. But there are some really, really, really good moments in that movie. You know, and I think that's kind of a big part of it. It's like, what do you capture? Like, do you recapture the glory of the original comics, which is largely what the original movie is based on? It's more based on the comics, not the animated show. You know, it really is, if you think about it. Because, like, I remember going to the movie going like, but wait, why aren't the Foot Clan robots? You know, it's like, why is it Sam Rockwell at the age of 19?
Well, they made the Foot Clan robots so that they can beat them up and cut them up without it being too blind. Like,
oh no, exactly. They destroyed them in order to do all that. 100%.
They can justify why they're not killing actual people. Yeah,
I get all that shit. Like 100%, right? Yeah, Nate, the Podio commentary has spoilers. 100% spoilers.
Yeah.
You know, let's see. Ralph's Double Tisser says Cocaine Bear was great. Jarbo was too focused on consuming that Marvel junk. Dude, just because I saw a Marvel movie right after the fact that I loved has nothing to do with that. I still got frustrated thinking about that again. But anyway, no, with Turtles though, it's like, you know, I think they tried finding a middle ground with Turtles 2, where if you noticed in Turtles 2, they stopped using their weapons.
Yeah.
Right. And like in Secret of the Ooze, which is largely considered the best one by many fans.
It is.
Right. Many fans, if you go and you watch the opening of that movie, like in the little mall scene, but they're fighting the Foot Clan, they don't use, like, Raph doesn't use his size, Leo doesn't use his katana, because they sanitize that movie as a way to, like, you know, because a lot of younger kids were seeing it, because it came out the next year, right?
91. They wanted the kids to come see it.
They wanted kids to come on in, and kids, you know, and they might have been like, oh, the criticism from the first movie was that it was too dark, you know, and I'm like, but I liked it. As a kid, I loved it. As an adult, I adore it because I just prefer those kind of stories sometimes. And then you get to the third movie, which is so laughably stupid that it just, like, you know, their costumes, they had like a lowered budget on that kind of stuff. They did the whole time travel thing, obviously trying to tie into the popular video game Turtles in Time without adapting that storyline. It was just like,
I liked 3 though.
Three, it's not,
everyone didn't like 3 as much, but I thought that the when they went back to in time in Japan, that's like a guilty pleasure for me. But the thing, like, I think my issue is like, with the Turtles franchise, for example, it's the same thing that I feel like with a lot of these ongoing long franchises, is that I'm not opposed to change. I do know that they have to adapt to the modern society and like what you know, adapt to the changes. But with like Turtles, I would love to see like them kind of give old school fans, like we you know, when I was younger, I loved the 90s Ninja Turtles movies, and even as an adult, I will still always think of those as the best. And Turtles now, it's more for kids more than it's for adults, in my opinion. But I would love to see them bring back that nostalgia from those 90s shows. Like I said, like have those suits. Those suits can still be done in this day and age, and fans of the old school would love that, and kids would love it too, because they're seeing the Ninja Turtles in live action. And I'm sure a lot of the kids even now have probably, their parents are fans of it, probably showed them the old school movies, and I would love to see that back. And that would be really cool for old school fans to get a movie like that. So when it comes to these new movies and shows, I'm like, I'm not as excited as I was when I was a kid, because I feel like Ninja Turtles is a kid's property.
Well, the thing is, though, it got turned into a kid's property, but this original drawing, this was not meant for kids. This was meant to parody,
Right.
to parody all this stuff. And
Right.
even HWAD's here is like, give us the R-rated Turtles. Original was dark. Fuck yeah, it was. I remember.
It was.
This is like, even tonight, it's so funny that this happened. So tonight, when I told my story before about how I had to go and like get the money for my kid's tooth fell out. I don't know if you heard that part, but I'll, whatever. I'm not gonna recap it. So anyway, I go to the store and it's Hagen's, right? It's a upscale, fucking fancy, white collar Whole Foods kind of shit, right? And but the thing was, though, back in the day, this was a discount food joint called the IGA. Back in the fucking day. And I remember going to this place with my stepmom back when she was on fucking Wick, which, that's how long ago this was, like early-ish to mid 90s. And I remember going to this store and I remember picking up a Turtles comic, and it was one of this style of comics, and buying it there and going back and reading it and like remembering like, wow, like this is fucking violent. And it was so weird that I was just at that place tonight, because every time I go there, I always think back to getting that comic book, about what it used to look like.
Why am I complaining? Why am I complaining? All I said was I didn't say anything bad about the stuff. It's my personal opinion. I can complain about my personal opinion if I want to, and I don't even think it was a complaint. And I think that, like I said, whenever I give an opinion about something, it becomes, why are you complaining? I'm like, I'm just saying what I personally like. I'm not trying to take that away from anyone. If you guys like Ninja Turtles, then like Ninja Turtles. I'm personally just not excited for new stuff, because it is catered more to children now than it was for adults, because kids, for some reason, like the Ninja Turtles. They thought they were cool, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think that when I was a kid, when I was younger, I grew up with the 90s movies. And that was my first introduction to the Ninja Turtles. And I loved it. And I still love it till this day. So it's not really me complaining. It's just saying, like, I'm not excited for something. Guys, you guys can be excited for it. But, like, and plushie, it is too kiddie. All the stuff I've seen of Ninja Turtles in the last few years has been very kid friendly. Again, it's nothing wrong with that. It's really nothing wrong with that. Like the Michael Bay one was not as kid friendly. Like there was a lot of explosions and stuff, but again, the cartoons are for kids. Like, sorry, it is.
Yeah, I only recently watched Out of the Shadows for the first time, and like it was fun. Like I don't know if I'd go back and watch it necessarily again, but it was fun for what it was. I'd like okay, cool. It was trying to like hone into the original show and to hone into that stuff, because again, for me, it's like like my daughter, at 5, she'll watch things like Bluey and like Paw Patrol and Blippi, and these are shows she remembers because they're part of what what's going to define her entertainment growing up, right? So when she's my age, she'll be like on, maybe, who knows, maybe she'll have a fucking podcast and she'll go, it was really fucking good back. Bluey was really fucking good back then. What the fuck happened to shit like Blue? I can imagine her, like, remember when Blippi used to be good, but then we found out he was secretly a Nazi, and like that whole thing just killed my childhood.
Right. Oh, Spherical Man, I saw your comment. Listen, Venus was a mistake. Did you ever see the live action TV show that was supposed to be like
I'm aware of Venus de Milo, and I will fully admit when I saw that, my eyes did roll to the back of my head.
No, I think the worst part is that they tried to make her a love interest for the Turtles because she was female, but
what, like
also
fucking
at the same
Smurfette?
Time, right, but it's not like Smurfette, because technically speaking, like I think the whole thing is like none of the brothers are actually related. Like they don't all come from the same turtle mom, but it still was weird because they're all supposed to be technically family. So when the turtle that was a female that didn't grow up with them, and instead of being Japanese affiliated, she was more Chinese affiliated, which for some reason, I guess Chinese got like, magical powers where Japanese people didn't. I don't know, because she had powers because she grew up in China, which was freaking weird. But I think that, I know she's canon. Oh, somebody said Venus is canon now. They made her canon since when? Interesting. But yeah, when somebody said Venus they put her in there to be woke, I'm like, no, they put her in there to be a love interest for the Turtles. And it was It was just weird.
That's
I love the
weird,
show,
yeah.
but yeah, they made her love interest, and everyone's saying like give the thing a chance and all this stuff, and saying, see, Brandon, when you say come on, Saggy, it's for all ages. Yes, all ages means that it's mostly for kids, but all people can enjoy it. Sure, I mean there are still people who watch Power Rangers and they're in their 40s. I mean, Power Rangers is 100% for kids, but
And
there
I
are
haven't watched
adults who
Power
still
Rangers
watch
since
it.
I was a kid, so there's that.
Right.
But yeah,
I mean, I watch.
I don't
Power
hate
Rangers
it. I don't
now.
hate it. I just haven't. I just lost my interest in it, and that's okay.
Right.
You know, but again, like I never really got into the Venus de Milo stuff. I knew about it. I was kind of like, all right. I think I rolled my eyes, but I've also never engaged with it. I'm like, yeah, because it just came out at a time when I just wasn't watching that kind of stuff.
Well,
Jess, you're asking have you watched the Nickelodeon CG series?
I try to.
Which is a good series because Willie here says 2007's TMNT paid tribute to the original trilogy. I think you're talking about the movie. I mean, look, Leo and Raph fighting in the TMNT movie, that was really good. Their fight scene was great. Like that was emotion there, you know, brother be brother. I was like, damn, I was in that shit, right? But like, you know, there's other what, the 2003 animated show. There's I don't even know
What was that movie? It was animated. I did watch the animated movie one.
TMNT. It's just called TMNT.
Yeah, TMNT. I did watch that one. I did like it. I thought it was good. But like a lot of the cartoons that they have like on Nickelodeon and stuff, I was just like, I'm good. Just because, like I said, it's just not what I personally like as far as when it comes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I like the 90s. Sorry. I mean, y'all can be mad at me about it, but like it's just what it is. I like the 90s. To me, the 90s will always be the best. Those movies were fire. Okay, people slept on those movies. Those movies are fire. If you slept on those movies,
I don't think people slept on those movies. They were huge. The Turtles had a fucking traveling goddamn fucking stage show. They did.
I miss those costumes, bro. I miss seeing those costumes. Those costumes were amazing, especially in the time. Oh my god! Like, please bring it back. Please, please, just one movie. I just want one movie with the suits, man, and I will die happy. That's all.
Well, let's find a way to kill you a little faster. So, the
thanks.
Segue time.
If the Simmers don't do it, Matt will.
There you go. That's what happened. Let's see. So this is what happened last night as well. Dwayne Johnson and Black Adam won favorite movie actor at the Kids' Choice. Favorite movie actor. What the fuck does that even mean?
This generation, man.
Favorite movie actor.
This generation, I can't.
He was in 2 movies last year. One of them you only heard his voice, no one saw, and the other one is whatever. Wait, here's something like I did find an article. The only real article I found really talking about this was an article from Fandom Wire, which is fucking just like absolute ass. But this is their headline. At least he won something. Dwayne Johnson gets trolled for winning favorite movie actor at Kids' Choice Award, despite Black Adam being a $393 million box office Armageddon. Like, I can't tell.
Armageddon.
Is that meant to be like a good thing? Like, I don't even know here. It's written by a guy named Tushar Audi. Again, Fandom Wire is just, who fucking knows these days? Okay, sadly, upon release, Dwayne Johnson's dream project only managed to receive mixed reviews from critics and fans who labeled the movie as mediocre. Ironically, Johnson's debut would be the only time we get to see him as the anti-hero. Okay. The film earned $393 million, which is disappointing. And many people believe that there were several reasons, like poor script writing and resemblance to other superheroes. Moreover, there was nothing new in the movie. The movie was forgotten, but recently resurfaced, and fans are trolling the actor for winning the award. What do you mean the movie was forgotten? It came out a few months ago. It literally came out 6 months ago.
I've forgotten it.
The movie's like the movie was forgotten.
I forgot it.
But it's only recently been discovered. The time capsule of Black Adam has come up, and so what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I mean, it's fucking hysterical to me. It is a participation trophy is all it is. Here we go. Kids shouldn't be allowed to choose. Yeah. There you go. I mean, so they're kind of ragging on this thing there. All right.
The Rock, it's a superhero type movie. It was cool. It had like, so much action. The kids were like, I can't believe it won a freaking award for kids.
One favorite movie actor. Now, here's my question. Here's my question. Why is it that Snyder fans aren't up in arms about him winning favorite movie actor when clearly the GOAT of GOAT, the men of men, Adonis himself, graced the movie for 7 seconds? Henry Cavill had
Was that
more of a
Dwayne?
magnanimous appearance in that film than the entirety of Dwayne's performance. Why didn't he win? I'm telling you, Sag. I'm telling you, it was completely rigged.
I bet the bots did it.
The bots. The bots. Someone really wanted to make sure that all of this stuff is crazy.
Oh my god, I saw this. People said, "Did you hear about that?" I was like, "No," because people know I have a dislike for The Rock now, because I think that The Rock is I hate it when like The Rock, like how can he? I don't even want to go too much into it, but his ego just pissed me off with this whole situation, and how he like played the fans pissed me off even more, because he played the fans. He 100% played y'all by like getting everyone hyped up and talking all this shit like, yeah, we're gonna do something amazing for the DCU. We're gonna get Henry Cavill back as Superman, guys. We're gonna do big things. You guys are gonna be super excited to see what we got coming for you. And then he brought nothing to the table, and I'm like, you're a dick. You are a dick. First, you catered to the Snyder friggin' bros, which pissed me off. Then you hyped up the fans, expecting like the Snyder fans to really start sucking your cock. And then when the movie dropped and they didn't show up for that fucking big hype up of Henry Cavill, and then when Henry Cavill got told he wasn't coming back because The Rock decided to do a power play that fucking failed, like, fuck you, Rock. Fuck you. I don't like The Rock anymore. I used to love The Rock.
Yeah. Well, here's something I wanted to. I saw you tweet about this earlier, so I wanted to touch upon it. Right. So I saw you retweet earlier the Funko for the Flash film news. Right. Which Funko Pop are you getting for the Flash movie? Or asking which one you're getting first. So
I'm getting all of them.
You're getting all of them. Okay. So
I usually buy them in bulk.
You buy in bulk. Okay. So did you hear about this the other day? 30 million worth of Funko Pop figurines are headed to the dump as the company looks to purge excess inventory.
Yeah, because some of them don't sell. So I worked at GameStop before, and Funko Pop sold, but only specific ones sold. And like, so, I don't work for the company. I could talk about this. So sometimes there's a thing. It's called pennying out. So there are some like a lot of Funko Pops get pennied out because they're just not getting sold, because they make Funko Pops for like everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Funko Pops that they make, like, people aren't buying them. What really the Funko Pops that usually sell are a lot of superhero pops, a lot of like pop TV shows, but like most of them are just like, why did you turn this into a Funko Pop? No one's gonna buy this. A lot of the Funko Pops I never even heard of what they're from. So yeah, a lot of them definitely do. I can see this being like, I understand why, because yeah, a lot of Funko Pops just sit on the shelves collecting dust. Like, I can't tell you how many times I had to like rearrange or stock the Funko Pops, and how many Funko Pops have been sitting there for like years.
I mean, I always go in and look at them, but I don't have any desire to buy. I've gone to their Everett, Washington base a couple times now, and it's a lot of fun to walk in and check it out. I don't have a desire to buy anything. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, it's like for Christmas, I got a Raphael Funko Pop. You know, that's my daughter's like, "Oh, what's this?" And I'm all like, "You keep it in that goddamn box."
Peach Mango asked you, anime Funko Pops sell good. It depends on the anime, right? Because like sometimes with the Funko Pops, when they usually launch them in like a series, right? Like Pokemon ones sell like hotcakes. The Funko Pops for animes, again, it depends on what anime it is, and they always try to like usually do the most popular characters, but with anime, they do a lot of characters that like some people won't like want because they're not like the main character ones. There'll be like some side character ones. But yeah, when it comes to Funko Pops, there are a lot of them that just they don't sell at all because they're just not in high demand. And the ones that usually are like the ones you saw, like I guarantee you all those Funko Pops for the Flash are gonna sell.
Well,
But
anything with Batman on it, I think is going to do real well. But I think also a part of it too, a part of it as well is I think what they look at is they hope that when they do the shows, right? Like the shows will blow up. Like I'll just like say Squid Game, for example. You know, you're dropping like Funkos for like the frontman, the guards, and Ilnam and all the other characters and shit. And like people want to get the collections. The idea there is the collections because there's
Right.
also a lot of money to be made reselling those collections. Like I've known people that like the first Funko I ever got was in 2015. I was at Comic-Con and I went to go see Conan O'Brien. He was doing his shows, his live shows there.
yeah,
And they gave us a Funko and I walk out and this guy offered me $200 for it.
yeah.
And I didn't sell it and I should have. I was like, fuck, I got no use for this, but
if you go to a convention and you see Funko Pops, the prices are jacked. Like I went to a convention last year, Fan Expo, and I was looking at a lot of the Funko Pops because I am a big Funko Pop collector. Like I have like a wall of Funko Pops, and
those are your children, Saggy.
yes, and the ones I saw there, like there was a Conan O'Brien one there, $400.
Yeah,
And
if
I'm
you can
like,
get the full
holy
set,
shit.
the full set of him, if you can get the full set of everything from those shows, you're like looking at like about 1,000.
I have a lot of rare Funko Pops that you can only find at certain events. So I have a couple of those. So yeah, it's like Funko Pops are like the new collector cards, right? But that's the thing with the Funko Pops where I can see why they're dumping them. Because yeah, a lot of them are just made and the expectation is to sell, but like somebody said, Funko Pops are for all ages. Those are 100% are. And when it comes to kids, what kids will buy is anime ones, superhero ones, you know, TV shows that they like because it's Funko Pop for those. And everything else is more catered to like adults. Some of them are like for nostalgia factors. Like they'll have like Funko Pops from TV shows that are like old and they expect those to sell. It's like, well, most adults, like they're not going to really buy the Funko Pops. Like some loyal, but it's not like on high demand, you know? So I'm not surprised. No, that's why somebody left that comment on my thing saying they were going to go into a dump. I didn't get that. I didn't get that comment.
I mean, well, I you know, to be fair, like, you know, the GameStop, I have done GameStop dumpster diving before. Long time ago, like 2004, I did it. And man, you can find some, like, you know, like you can find some stuff. I know the managers are supposed to like destroy some stuff, but like the ones that we went to, they just threw it in the trash. Like, we don't care. Like, go get what you need. We took it home. I resold so much of that shit. Like they threw away a copy of Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm like, I resold that and shit. Like it worked. And like, I was able to resell it. Like other things I was able to get my hands on to resell and crap. I mean, there's just a lot of it. But anyway, so a couple supers to get to here. Then we'll get into the Chris Rock stuff. Just because I want to get to that. Okay, because all right. So okay, H Parts here says, you see everyone got mad at RJ, including Dane, for saying Ant-Man sadly flopped. Is there video of that? Because I'd like to see that.
RJ's already like, I thought people got mad at my hot takes on shit. Oh man, RJ gets worse than
I don't know. I don't know why RJ would get treated like that, to be fair. I mean, like, I don't think Ant-Man and the Wasp, like, Quantumania is doing as well as I think it should be. I think it's a great movie. But, you know, like, it kind of came out at a bit of a crowded time.
The expectation for Marvel is like way high now because everyone's just used to Marvel just always dropping some dubs. And lately they haven't been dropping the dubs that most people have been expecting. So like, I haven't seen it. But I will say this, I've seen, you know, a lot of people talking about it, and I've read the synopsis because that's just what I am. We'll wait for the pitch meeting version of it. Oh, I know, I did watch the pitch meeting. I think they already did that. But my point is, like, I think that the expectation for movies, franchises is so high with everybody that's probably why when Ant-Man didn't, like, nail it out of the ballpark per se, like I'm sure it wasn't that bad, but I think that that maybe to the Marvel fans it just wasn't as good as what they've gotten in the past. So I think that's why people are considering it a flop, you know.
Yeah. No, I do understand that. I just feel it's like if something doesn't like make $1 billion at this point now, we're like, well, fuck it, it's stupid. Essentially, which is it's just in my mind, it's just completely
so dumb. Because like money, like money is important, but there are some projects and movies and TV shows out there that are like surprisingly really good, and they didn't make a lot of money, and you're just sitting there scratching your head like, how did this not make a lot of money? It wasn't that bad. But I think that that $1 billion mark is that thing where people are like, oh, if it didn't make $1 billion, it's clearly shitty.
Yeah, we see that all the time. So here's what H Bart sent me here. RJ says, okay, and this is from March 5th, so it's from today. So Gitesh Pandya here, who does talk about box office stuff, says after 2 weeks at the top, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania fell to number 2 with 12.5 million, dropping 61%. It's got a box office cum domestic of 186 and international at 232, giving it a global gross of 419. May finish just over 500 million. And then if this doesn't outgross Ant-Man and the Wasp, the previous Ant-Man film, then this is a colossal failure. Like RJ loves to do this. He does this all the time. If you talk to RJ, he does this all the time. All the time. He'll be like, well, people are saying this. And I'm like, who, RJ? Who is saying this? Well, one person said this. That's not everybody, RJ. You know, and it's like, he'll say this, like, look, if Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania doesn't outperform Ant-Man and the Wasp from 2015 or 2018, then it's a colossal failure. No, it's the fact that Ant-Man and the Wasp just failed to connect with audiences. It really was like the previous two movies are fine Saturday afternoon fare. They're fine Saturday afternoon fare. 100%. They're just easy to watch movies. That's all they are. But they also never generated the hype around having the solo outing, because Ant-Man and the Wasp was a setup movie for Endgame. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is a setup movie for Kang. Now, look, but it does a lot more to set things up than fucking Ant-Man and the Wasp did.
RJ's hot takes.
Yeah, RJ's hot takes. I know, right? And then, but that's the whole point, that you could argue. It's like, yes, is it maybe a bit of a failure? Is it, sure, whatever you want to say there, but is it going to be rediscovered down the road when we get in to the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and all those things? This movie is going to have a lot of ramifications for that. So it's another setup movie, which again does Ant-Man a disservice, even though this is the best Ant-Man movie outside of the first one, I would say. But it's just, it was a good movie that I actually would love to see again. I'm going to wait for Disney Plus. I saw it once, but it's also harder these days to go and see a movie multiple times. Like Creed 3 did 58 million this weekend, which is insanely good. But what's the drop off next week going to be? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know yet. Like, what's the hold power of Creed? What?
RJ's second comment. I just read ahead. Oh my God. I'm going to slap this boy.
Okay. I didn't even read ahead yet. So, okay. So someone here. So, this is from Unfiltered. So I can't read this because he has me balked like a tiny penis little bitch.
No, I was going to tell you like last time. I'm like, me and him made up. He actually...
No, I know you guys did. I know. I'm cool. Aware of that. I'm aware of that. Oh. Him and I aren't cool.
I was I was cool.
But I just like, I'm not normally like the white knight kind of guy, but like I took his ass to task over the shit he said about you.
No, I know, and he apologized for that. So like I said, I mean, I think well, I mean, when it comes to me and you, it's like we fight with people. The difference is like I'm probably more willing to make up with some of them than you are, which is fine. But when you said that, I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't know if you know, but we made up. He apologized and I apologized and we're cool now. I actually was on a stream with him for a little bit ago. And, I personally think that he's a lot like me. We both have tempers. And when you have people like us in a room together, it's going to clash. But we've been great. We communicate great now. So I just wanted to say I don't got a problem. You can still have issues with him, but I just, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. Real quick though, Ryan here says John Carpenter's The Thing, It's a Wonderful Life, and Wizard of Oz were all box office bombs, and yet they're considered classics today. I mean, that's true. It's a Wonderful Life doesn't even have a copyright. It's actually completely public domain, which is why you see it everywhere.
Wait, what is
it? It's a Wonderful Life.
Really?
Yeah, you can watch it on stream. Yeah, even George.
It's public domain now.
Public domain. Even George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, the start of like the zombie movies culturally from '68. That one is also in the public domain.
Oh no shit!
That's why there's been so many like remakes of it or so many adaptations, because it's in the public domain.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's I mean, more things need to be in the public domain. obviously. Okay, so let's read this. Let's read this here. Okay, so RJ and what he says to Phil, I have no idea. So that's the problem, though. Something they need to change. People would turn out to theaters in droves if the movie is good enough and a big deal. The start is Phase 5, and the introduction to Kang as a big villain should be treated as such. Audiences waiting for Disney Plus is odd. Does he not understand the fucking pandemic? Like,
right? Like RJ. That's why I was laughing because like RJ. I know you're gonna listen to this. RJ, listen to me, honey. There are still some people who are just not ready to go back to theaters and are fine. And we're used to just waiting for stuff to come to streaming services because it means we don't have to leave our house. And a lot of people are still in that mindset now. We're like, damn, the pandemic just really realized I hate being outside and seeing people. So I just am going to wait for this movie to drop on Disney Plus so I can enjoy it at home in my underwear on the couch, eating a can, friggin' SpaghettiOs out of a can, and just being free to just enjoy something in the comfort of my own home. Like, Jesus Christ,
I just
RJ.
want to sit there at 3 a.m. eating a chocolate pie, washing it down with an energy drink, and then asking myself why my pancreas hates me, RJ. That's all I want to do. I just want the freedom that my forefathers died for, RJ. I just want the freedom that was given to us in the Emancipation Proclamation. Why do you got to try to control me, RJ?
I hate you. I hate you. That if you guys don't get that, that's a reference to me because I'm having stomach issues, and I said it think it's my pancreas dying, and Matt's like, "Well, you should stop eating chocolate pie and energy drinks at 3 o'clock in the morning."
She came in the Discord. She's like, "I think I'm dying," or in the DM
Discord.
group. She's like, not the Discord, in the DM group. She's like, "I think I'm dying," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's literally his reaction. I'm like, I think my body's dying on me and shut down, and Matt's like, "Okay," and I'm like, thanks. That's my friend, guys. Matt Jarbo, my friend. I tell him I'm literally having health issues, and he's like, "Okay, bitch, you can just die. I don't care."
No, I'm just gonna tell you. Stop eating chocolate pie at 3 a.m. and washing it down with energy drinks.
You don't pay my bills, Matt Jarbo. You're
not 19 anymore, saggy.
Listen, pie is delicious.
Pie is delicious. I'm a couple years older than you. I'm just letting you know what's gonna happen. My body has gotten to the point now where if I feel like shit, if I take one, I feel better. It's just weird.
I'm just saying I enjoy my snacks because here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to say this so everybody can just not get on me about my eating habits, okay? I don't eat much during the day, all right? I have maybe one meal, and that gets me by. And then at night, because I'm pretty much up all night, I come on here, and I'm like, I want a little fucking snack. So, like, because I only ate one meal in the day, I'm like, I'm snacking. So I'm going to go get myself a piece of fucking chocolate pie while I'm sitting here talking about movies with you beautiful people. And then Matt's going to make fun of me for it. And you guys get double entertainment. You get to hear me eat. And then you get to have Matt make fun of me for eating.
But this is not a fucking ASMR channel, though. So it's kind of like,
It can be both.
I don't need you coming in here trying to act like a low-rent amaranth and be all right, I can do that and make the money, saggy.
Listen, you wouldn't even know I'm eating if I didn't just announce it. But I was like, hold on, I'm going to go get pie because I feel like this is something I'm going to need to have some food in my stomach for while we talk about something that is going to piss me off. And I'm shoving my mouth full of food so I don't get pissed off. So I'm not yelling in my mic. So people can say, why do you keep having saggy on? All she does is yell. Well, now bitch is eating pie at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But I would rather you yell and then go and shove your face full of pie. That's just me being a bro.
I think your audience would prefer me eat pie and not actually,
I think my audience enjoys having you around, so they'll give you shit, but they want you to stay. This is why you should not have ended your OnlyFans. You have a full audience of a couple thousand people that might want to buy it. Just saying, you've lost out on an opportunity.
But then I can't eat pie because if I eat pie, I can't do OnlyFans because
that is not true. Big. That is not true.
I'm not eating OnlyFans for OnlyFans.
Thick women can do well on OnlyFans. All right. Listen, I've seen the New York Post articles about that.
Listen, maybe I will reboot my OnlyFans once I get my Power Girl suit.
Do you want to tell them about that?
Tell them about what? My Power Girl suit?
So she's like, I want to get a Power Girl suit.
No.
And then somebody bought it for her. Someone, I don't know who. I'd never asked, and I don't want to ask. I think
you did ask. You did ask.
No, I think RJ asked. I think RJ asked. No, I think I did ask. I think I asked, but I'm like, it's RJ. Like it's the beginning of the month. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's not RJ. I'll tell you that it's not RJ.
It's JR. It's not RJ. It's JR.
No, RJ did not buy me the Power Girl suit. It was somebody else that you don't know but it was somebody else who bought me the Power Girl suit.
So yeah. So was this person a subscriber to your OnlyFans
No,
that you know of?
no, because
Okay.
I remember talking to the person and they didn't know I had an OnlyFans because I never advertised it, and they're like, "Damn, if I knew."
Well, there,
Damn.
there you guys go. More slutty cosplay on OnlyFans.
It's not slutty. Everyone's been telling me that I should do
Fine,
Raven
fine.
from Teen
So-
Titans or Power Girl, and I've already done
Erotic,
Raven from Teen Titans. So now I'm
adult,
doing Power Girl.
exotic,
It's just I'm gonna start doing
whatever
conventions.
buzzword
I
you
wanna
want to
go-
use.
Whatever. You know what? You're just mad because you can't look good in a Power Girl suit. Okay,
I
you got
can-
the titties for it. You
I
got
might
the
get the
titties
titties
for it.
for it, but they definitely, you know, I'd have to shave my chest, and that's just a no.
Why not? You should shave your chest. It will look
No.
nice. You'll have nice tatas.
You know, I saw before and after this guy the other day, like he like lost like 200 pounds in like 2 years. Like good for him, right? But like the way that like because he had the man tits and then he got the pecs and whatever, and then but like the skin just like separated because of the pecs. So like his nipples were in like the weirdest positions. And I'm like, bro, at that point, fucking plastic surgery, just get rid of him. Just become nippleless.
No, nippleless. What is he Greek?
Nippleless.
Nippleless.
Nippleless the Greek.
The mighty
There you go.
god
I'm gonna
of
reboot Dick Tracy, and that's gonna be one of the fucking bad guys. Nippleless the Greek.
Nippleless the Greek. The almighty Nippleless with no nipples.
The almighty Nippleless. Let's see here. Taylor says, no one Al Jarbo in the Power Girl. Oh God.
AI.
Oh, AI Jarbo.
Do it.
You could theoretically do it.
I
Anyway.
can do it with that app. The one that puts the face, the deep fakes.
Okay, here, I'll show you guys this, and then we'll get to the super chat. Somebody did this a long time. I don't know who did it. I've always found this to be weird, and I'm saving it to see like if somebody.
Oh my god!
If this is gonna be like my daughter when she gets older, because you've seen my daughter, you've seen a picture of my kid, so she looks a lot like me. My 5-year-old does. So
my god, that's so creepy. You actually look pretty.
I'm a cute chick.
You're like a basic bitch, but still cute. You're like that.
I mean, you put a little bit of makeup on me, but I got that jawline though that's gonna make you really question some stuff. But still,
I mean, it's not bad. Like you could definitely pull off a female if you did a little makeup and stuff. Yeah, you look cute, and then you look like a girl next door.
H4 says, "I did. Did you do that? Were you the one that did that? I don't remember who did that.
Oh my god, Meg. Wait, put it back up. Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, a little bit. Put a beanie on it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Shut up, Meg.
I get told I sound like Meg Griffin, so I mean, hey, I can do a voiceover if you guys.
You don't sound like either Lacey Chabert or Mila Kunis. You don't sound like either of them.
Apparently
maybe a little bit on the Mila side if she's like upset, but not Lacey. Lacey very much had a very smoother voice.
She did. Her voice is very unique.
So Jesse says female man is fuckable.
Jesus, Jess.
So there we go. So when I finally eventually decide to end Hollywood After Dark, I'm gonna have to transition over to Melissa Jabo, and then I'm gonna be out there going like, "You want to see my tatas?"
I hate everything about what you just said.
Yeah, that sounds like forced.
It was a little creepy.
A little creepy, yeah.
A little creepy, yeah.
But could you imagine me in drag? Because I mean, like,
you'd make a really good drag queen.
Probably, right? I mean,
just don't be.
I've got the eyelashes. I've got the eyelashes, right? I do. Yeah.
Most guys
and I've got
have nice eyelashes. It's weird. Like women will put the fake stuff on, but men have natural good eyebrows and natural good eyelashes, and that pisses me off because you guys don't have to do anything. It sucks, man. Like women have to try so hard to look good, and y'all just got the natural eyebrows. Oh my god.
Have you seen the male makeup beauty gurus on, like, not Jeffree Star, who is just a scumbag, but like there's other, like my girlfriend was watching makeup videos for a while, and there'd be these guys on there, and I'm like, You know, I'm like, damn, like they actually look really good with like the high contour. They've got the eyelash.
Well,
They've got the they got the fake
I
lashes
think
on. It's
I think
the rouge.
guys are more perfectionists when it comes to certain things than women are. So when a guy wants to put on makeup, oh, you best believe he is making sure that he is putting that makeup on point. Like he does the study, he watches how to do it. They actually take time to learn, where women are kind of just like lazier. And when it comes to that, like some women will do that, but most men, that's why I say, like, listen, gay guys and transgender, they do it better. They really spend a
Well,
lot of time on it.
I mean, like I've watched some of those videos, and it's like 45 minutes just to look a certain way. Like, you know, you watch like because I before any of this stuff had no idea how makeup, contouring, and all that shit, foundational shit, is done. And so I watched, my girlfriend watched these videos, and they'll be on in the background, and I'll check them out. And then like the women are talking, and they're just like, I'm going to apply this, and then sponge it in, and then I'm going to do this, and it's like all of that work just for like one video. And it's like, it boggles my mind. But then you look at how much
Because
money they make, and you're like, okay, I get that. Yeah.
right, but also, like I said, I've had a lot of, I had a friend who was a drag queen, and his makeup was just like friggin' ridiculous. I'm just like, bro, like what the hell? Like, how did you even learn how to do that? Oh, makeup tutorials is like, oh, okay. And like, this is a dude who like he wore like 10-inch, I'm not even joking, like big ass heels, and outran me. And I'm just like, I'm wearing sneakers, and I couldn't even run faster than this dude in fucking heels. And
Well,
I'm sitting there like,
it's so
how?
funny.
How?
Some dudes can do it. I had a buddy of mine in San Diego. Everyone called him, his name is John, but they put like the W word in front of it.
What?
You know, it rhymes with the word we cannot say with a
What?
W. I don't even like saying it. It's
Is it like? Wait, I'm confused. Tell that what again? I'm confused.
it's okay. You know the word that white people aren't allowed to say?
Can I say it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Wigga?
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Can I say it? I don't even know. Like, I don't think I should have a problem saying it, right? It's like, but it's close enough, you know.
I was confused because I'm like, wait, what?
I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Like, what's allowed?
When it comes to that word, I don't know either. When it comes
It's
to
a
white
gray
people,
area. It's a gray area.
I don't know if white people can say wigga.
I mean, well, I don't even know. I don't even know. But this guy, he was they called him white that John. And and good guy, nice guy, whatever. But he was known in our friend group as being a drag queen in San Diego, straight as an arrow, right? Straight as an arrow, did a perfect Marilyn Monroe, was well known, and that's what he did for cash, right? For
drag
like the long,
queens are
that's
really
what he did because there's a big you have like the Hillcrest section of San Diego, the gay community there, and then there's a drag queen bar called Lips in SD, hugely popular in the city, for just performances and birthday. I mean, tons of stuff, right? Like no one ever speaks ill of Lips in San Diego. And so it's like, that's what he did. And now it's so funny because he put a lot of work into makeup, right? To get the makeup just right. And now you know what he does? He does custom car painting and gets like flown all over the world to like do it. I'll run into him when I'm in San Diego, and I'm like, oh, dude, I just got back from Japan. Check this out, man. I was working on this fucking car. And I'm like, fuck you. Rubbing it in, like
that's
working
cool,
out
though.
cars.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just, yeah, Ryan here says not all drag queens are gay or trans or performers. Exactly. Like, that's one of the things that it's kind of like if I were to do a drag queen shit, for one, I like show tunes. I like singing. I like dancing. I do. Totally comfortable in my sexuality and whatnot. One of the funnest things I do with my kids is like, I'll put on like a dance song and we just dance,
Right.
and like we sing and we dance. We like all that shit's fun.
That's the thing about that. Like, that's one thing I see on social media. I know you guys have seen it where like they've been coming hard and on drag queens. Actually, the quartering, you find this funny, quartering is getting some heat right now because of his takes on drag queens. And it wasn't what you would think. I actually am kind of on the quartering side with this a little bit, right? Because you see all the clips. I'm sure you've seen it where I've retweeted some of it before, where they'll have kids at drag shows where it is, in my opinion, it's not the drag queen It's not the kids being at the drag shows that bother me. It's the provocative style of drag queens that they always show. There was one where there was a little girl who was just dancing to music, and it was a drag show. And you could see the drag queens in the back. Like when the drag queens are dressed appropriately, and it doesn't bother me when the kids are around, right? They're not dancing provocatively. It's not sexualized. It's the drag shows that are a little bit more mature and there's kids around, and I'm like, yeah, that's not good for even just women. You know, like having strippers around your kids is basically what it is. When it comes to like drag shows, if you go to like an actual drag show, it's fun. Like it's a performance. Like there are men dressed as women. So what? Like they're singing, they're performing. As long as it's not sexualized, I don't really care. I think that the whole stigma about kids shouldn't be around drag queens is like, no, kids shouldn't be around any adult that is doing anything provocative or dressing provocatively. There is a huge difference.
Yeah. Oh no, there is. Ralph Stubbletits here says Jarbo probably sings "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Do you not like that song? Because girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have all they really want. I love Cindy fucking Lauper.
Good night, blessings.
Good night. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Have a good one. Who doesn't? Fuck you. Who doesn't love Cindy Lauper?
RJ just joined the chat. Speaking of bitches.
Is he awake?
Yeah, you didn't just see him in the chat earlier?
No, I don't see him in the chat.
Oh, he showed up earlier. Right? He said, "I'm awake now," and it's like, yeah, you missed it.
Oh.
We were just roasting you.
Yeah, we were roasting you, RJ. If you want the link, let me know. I'll send you on. We'll be on for maybe like another 20 minutes. Because it is a school night, so there's all that. But I mean, it's kind of like, dude, I grew up in Oregon in the 90s, okay? In the Goonies, all right? Like, I grew up in no, Cindy Lauper is like a fucking national treasure in that goddamn state. You know?
That song stuck in my fucking head.
You know, and I'll tell you, you want to know the I'll just say this, the best music video of all time is Take Me On. Dun 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 dun.
Give RJ a link he wants on so we can play that clip about Chris Rock going on Will Smith and his wife
because they are a bitch. Smith's a bitch. Smith. Anyway, well, no, and then Ryan brings up True Colors. True Colors is a great track too. One of the things I really enjoy about True Colors is in the movie Trolls from 2016, they covered that with Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake. Have you ever seen Trolls?
Have I seen Trolls? I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, yes, Hunter. We're gonna get to that. Hold on, but
don't get to him now. No, I'm just kidding.
I do. We were just doing that. Take Me On's amazing song. Here's the thing with that though, right? It's like also the Weezer cover of that was really good too. Weezer did a cover of that a couple of years ago. They also covered Africa by Toto, which was, I thought that was good. And then the music video of that was Weird Al, which I thought was great.
Down in Africa.
Yeah, it's good shit. All right, so okay, some supers to get here too. Mo Moon did ask me, have you sold the Boulderverse to Netflix? No, because they haven't asked. I will say this. I could fully expect. All right. Like, I'm not going to sit there and have delusions of grandeur that Hollywood After Dark would overtake certain shows on YouTube. It's not going to overtake fucking Campia or, Friday Night Tights. Those have their things. But could I see this show potentially being something that goes to like Sirius XM for the late night entertainment crowd? Sure. I could see that happening. I could see them being like, yeah, get him on Sirius. Talking all that shit on Sirius. Here's a block of 3 hours. Fucking fill it. Cool.
Yes.
Nice. I'm saying I could do that. That's my delusions of grandeur. HWAD for 5. Shut the fuck up. Christians would love ancient Rome and Greece because they were really gay. You can see it. Still see graffiti. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of like, it wasn't as taboo as it is these days. So RJ, I sent you a link on your DM. Also, why the fuck are you paying for Twitter Blue? Jesus. Anyway, lots of gay stuff in Rome and Greece. You know what? Lots of, there's a reason why the robes were white.
I hate you. I fucking hate you. I hate you. You're so gross. Oh my god, you're so gross. Oh my god, you're fucking nasty. Jesus Christ, Matt. You're so gross. You always take it there. You nasty ass bitch, bro. This is why I say your search history is sus. You say some sus shit, man. You say some sus things. Yeah, take a sip. You need to take a sip after that friggin' nasty ass friggin' joke you just made. That's the reason why they're white, because you don't come. Yeah, we get it.
Anyway, H Parts here for 2. Thank you. Says Ben Shapiro loved McDonald's. Oh, right, because of the Cardi B thing, right? Didn't he freak out about that? Well, McDonald's is largely a family restaurant, so having Cardi B doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it's like Ben Shapiro. You were already rich. Your family is wealthy. You went to Harvard, right? I'm gonna say it like a native Bostonian, right? The Harvard Law School. You know?
Yeah, he went to Harvard Yard.
Harvard Yard. You didn't have like motherfucker doesn't know what it's like to go like, man, I got $2. What can I get from Mickey D's? He doesn't know.
Oh, dude, when I was at work and I didn't get my paycheck because I just paid my bills and I was friggin' hungry, I would always go to McDonald's for like a burger. I could get a friggin' meal for like $4.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a thing.
And yes, I defended Twitter Blue.
There we go, Ryan. So about Chris Rock, we got yeah.
Ryan, I know.
We're gonna get there. I sent RJ a link. It's a little late. We'll see if he comes in or not. Okay, so
he's gonna come, all right.
He's gonna come to your Power Girl costume pictures. Anyway, give us we gotta get to that one there. Jess asking if you watched the CG series. I think we already got to that one. During the turtle comments. H Price here for 5. Thank you, buddy. He says, I was chatting with William about Secret Wars being a clusterfuck, but a good one. Also explaining that Secret Wars to normals is gonna be hard. The best way to describe Secret Wars to normals is quite literally just going to be like, try to explain Infinite Crisis, but like very, very superficially. Like imagine all the multiverses kind of coming together to fight Kang. The Kangs. That's what you got.
I thought the stream froze.
That's your contribution.
I thought that you made me think that I lost connection. I was like, Jarbo? It's something weird. It's the most awkward silence ever. You friggin' dick. You're such a dick.
Anyway, I think
shots fired in the chat, by the way.
At who?
You.
So it's like explaining it to a child. RJ, why does it smell like tuna around here? So we already saw the flag history. Now we need to see that search history.
Yep, I saw that. I started dying.
My search history is fine.
How's the flag history?
It is the same as it was. Shut the fuck up.
For the record, guys, I have seen it, and he's good. I've seen it. He's good.
Like it's the same as it was. But yeah, I think Secret Wars is going to be. I think look, they're going to simplify Secret Wars. Let's be fair. They're going to simplify it. And it's just going to be like all universes converging into the what it's going to be is they've already established that if you saw Loki, if you saw Quantumania, they're already talking about the singular timeline. That's what they're talking about. So that's what the Kangs are going to do is a singular timeline. And that's going to
bring back Iron Man and stuff.
I think, well, I don't know, but when they merge all the other timelines together, that's going to be when we start getting all of the other characters coming back. Right. Yeah. So that's the simplest explanation. It's like Civil War was in concept similar in an idea similar to what the comic was, but it was also just in name only, you know? So it was in name only about who that was going to, about what it was. Because the only person who dies in Civil War was Goliath, I believe. And, you know, and Thor killed him. And like Thor wasn't even in Civil War, you know, Daredevil wasn't in Civil War. But they turned it into the concept of the Sokovia Accords. They made it interesting. They made it different enough that still tied into the larger narrative that was going on. And so that's just kind of what they got to get back to. And I think that the Disney Plus threw a wrench in what they were trying to do because they felt that they had to now just cover a whole bunch more. And they're going to figure it all out. They're going to figure it all out. And also, HRS for Fiverr, thank you, buddy, says, anyone Twitter DM broke, pics won't load when pressed only on the preview and the DM shows older ones. Yeah, I'm getting that all the time. I actually reinstalled Twitter tonight on my phone.
Twitter's just broken.
Twitter's
It really is
broken as
just
fuck.
Yeah, Twitter's been acting up since Elon took over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very true. Very true. Yeah, Zachary's right, though. From what I read, it was like a cyborg Thor that killed Goliath. That's right, it was. That's right, yeah.
Rawr.
But it's very much just that.
Zachary.
You know, yeah, Battle World seems to be more kind of likely that they're going to do Battle World. Is going to be the big thing. And then H-Bart's here. I don't know why you brought this up. My name is Matt Jarbo, and I'm a soy-filled bitch. That's what you said. That is what I said.
Wait, what?
On the kill stream when everything went down back in August of 2018, like I was already beaten down. I was browbeaten like a motherfucker. I just wanted to leave.
Did you want a hug?
I didn't really know what I wanted. I just wanted to get out of there. And so the last thing that they made me say was like, they kind of, and it's not it's an embarrassing moment. I'll fully admit it's definitely not the highlight of my fucking life. But I was like, yeah, I said I'm a soy-filled bitch and I flagged your videos like that. And then that's that. So they have that quote. That quote's out there. It's like, whatever,
I'm kind of like glad I missed that story arc. But I mean, I kind of wish I was also there because I probably would have been like,
yeah,
your only friend.
No,
Let's go around.
I,
Because, like, listen, I mean, like, everyone gives you shit for it. It's like, and even till this day, he always still gets, accused of it, or people throw it in his face. And, like, people fucking make mistakes. Get over it. Like, I've gotten to know Matt. And, like I said, I will be completely fine to say this. You did show me your history when I first met you. We talked about that. And you were like, here, this is what it looks like. There's nothing there. And there wasn't. So when people keep saying that, it's like, he's not doing that. And I don't know why people are always going to beat you down for past transgressions. Just fucking let it go. You were fine. Shit happens.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I did miss a super chat from King of Golden State. Hey, what's up, RJ? Real quick here. King of Golden State for Fiverr said, hearing Saggy's point, could you do a patio on Soul Man? Sure. Yeah, I could do a patio commentary on Soul Man. That would be interesting. As far as a train wreck goes.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that movie, Soul Man?
No, it sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar.
It's Blackface the movie. Like C. Thomas Howell becomes black. Like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah. So there's that.
By the way, I just got here, but everyone was saying my name was brought up. What I do? Happened?
Bad takes on Twitter.
Yeah, we were talking about your bad take on Twitter.
Which one?
About Ant-Man
being a colossal failure.
I love how RJ is very self-aware of all of his bad. Which bad take? I have many. Damn, RJ. You don't stand by your bad takes. At least I stand by my bad takes.
That one was a bad take, though.
It was, though. It was a bad take. And the whole point about people not going to the theaters and waiting for Disney Plus is odd. I'm like, RJ, people are still not 100% ready to go back to theaters. There are still people who are now accustomed to watching movies on their TV as opposed to getting up, spending $20 to go to the movie theaters.
Well, as I noted, though, it's kind of a new deal when it comes to Marvel, though. That's not typical.
What do you mean it's a new deal? What do you mean, RJ? It wasn't typical when we were stuck in a fucking pandemic.
What I'm saying is that it's a recent trend that it's just interesting to know.
Is it? Is it though? I mean,
I mean, let's be fair though. Like, I don't think anyone can look at that if it makes less than the previous two films. It's like, oh, that's a good thing.
Not a good thing, but I mean, as I explained before, it's like neither Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp were like considered high tier, and Ant-Man and the Wasp was largely just used as a setup for Endgame. That a lot of people just kind of went like, okay.
But this is meant to be a much more important.
Sure, and I don't know if they market. I think the movie did. I loved the movie. I thought it was great, and I think people will find it later on. That's what we were saying. That's all we were laughing about it. And then also H Bars here says, I still don't understand why people say boulders when talking about you. How did that start?
Boulder Talk Radio.
No, that's not how that started.
Boulder Talk Radio.
Do you know the story? Do you know the lore on that one? You're probably not. I'll tell you.
You went to go pick up some boulders.
I did, yes. So what happened was on that day, we were doing a landscaping project, and so my girlfriend all summer had been looking for like free rocks and stuff like on Craigslist, and like so we found a whole bunch here, a whole bunch there, sort of thing. And so we had come across this guy who ran a dairy farm about 20 minutes south, and he was like, "Hey, I got like all these river rocks that are here, and these are just big rocks and shit." Mini, I called them. So when I was on the kill stream that night, because they had blamed me for like flagging it down, which I didn't do, and then but I went on there to defend myself, and so what happened with that was they were like, "Well, where were you today?" And I was like, "Well, I went and collected boulders with my kid and my girlfriend and my dad." And they're like, "Wait, what is that? What is that? What does that mean?" And I'm like, "Rock." And I told them the story. I'm like, "Rocks, like mini, these mini boulders, these river rocks. We got about 600 pounds worth, and took them home." And they're like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "We're doing a landscaping project. I own a home. I have property. This is what this is what you do when you have property. This is what you do when you don't live in your mom's basement." And still, the thing is, though, to this day, that still confuses the ever-loving fuck out of people. You guys have no idea how many people just do not comprehend that I was actually having this conversation earlier today with my girlfriend, literally about the boulders. And she goes like, "I don't get it. We were actually out picking up rocks. Why is that so weird for people?" And I'm like, I think it has a lot to do with the wording that I used. I said picking up boulders. That's not something you traditionally hear, right? It's not something you hear. So it's something that's very kind of like, oh, that's weird. But when I explain it, they just lost their shit. Like literally what happened.
Well, Boulder Talk Radio. That's the story.
Well, and then of course, out of that came Boulder Talk Radio. Yes, that is true. That is very true. Boulder Talk did, and you know what? I think Boulder Talk's a lot of fun. People, I know I want to find a way to bring it back, in a way that could have a little bit of fun with it still, without it turning into something that's just like massive.
Like toxic and saying bad gamer words.
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of like the idea of like just like watching news coverage from like shitty ass fucking stories, like, or weird stories, or looking at like weird TikToks, because there's a lot of weird TikToks out there.
Yeah.
A lot of super weird fucking TikToks.
My doggy needs so much attention right now. She's like on my lap. Like, I'm like, all right, it's fucking fine.
You're like, fine. I fucking love you. Jesus Christ, go away.
Dude, she's so annoying sometimes. I'm like, please go somewhere.
Well, this is what happens when you have children.
I know. That's why her name is Baby, because she literally is a freaking baby.
There you go, folks. That's the thing. Literally a baby. There you go. I don't even know.
Don't put Baby in the corner.
Don't put Baby. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. So that's the story of that. I'm trying to find the actual picture of the rocks, because I took a picture of the rocks. Like, I thought I had it saved. It's somewhere.
If you put up a picture of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, I'm gonna throat punch you.
No.
Here's a picture of my rocks, guys.
No. That's not the case. No. I don't think I have a picture of the rock in this particular file folder that I'm looking at. Believe me when I say I had to catalog a whole bunch of the shit that was sent my way 4 years ago. Like, a lot of terrible stuff people were sending my way back then. So I had to catalog a bunch of it just in case, some of the threats and everything else. Not a fun time. Not a fun time. It's why I don't, in no way do I support any of that kind of shit. It's like when a certain person's like, "You're trying to cancel me." No one's trying to cancel you, bro. Like, get the fuck over yourself. That's all it is. Like, no one's trying to fucking cancel you. No one here believes in that shit, right? Anyone here believe in cancel culture? Fucking pound sand.
The person who cries about being canceled just believes in cancel culture because they're trying to cancel me, but that's the story for another time.
Yeah. Okay. So I can't find that specific image right now. It's
okay.
Probably...
That's a good segue to Chris Rock.
It is a good, yeah. The Rock to Chris Rock. There we go. I wanted to get RJ's take on that. The Uniboulder, yeah. The Uniboulder was great, though. I do have that image. I don't have that image, son of a bitch. I thought I did.
Did you do it?
No, I thought I had it on here. I don't have it on here. So, anyway. Right. A rolling boulder gathers no algae. There we go. There you go. So, all right. We got, let's get into the last bit here. Let's talk about this Chris Rock situation, because this is what we've been waiting a year for. Okay. RJ will be back in a second to offer his take. Okay, great. So we'll watch this. And you saw this, right?
Mm-hmm. I did a reaction on my channel.
This is hysterical, because it's really fucking true. But I think it also is Chris Rock kind of holding back a little bit.
No, actually, it's not. You'll see. Just
Okay. Well, I think, okay. Well, I've seen the clip, but I was like, well, I want to get your take on this. Yeah, we'll watch this.
Wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit. But for some reason, these niggas put that shit on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? We all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel? Why the fuck would you do that shit? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a bitch. Fucking Charlemagne called him a bitch, and the Breakfast Club called him a bitch, and The View, and The Talk, and every rapper, and fucking the Drink Champs called him a fucking bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. They called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a bitch. Everybody. And who's he hit? Me. A nigga he know he could beat. That is some bitch ass shit. That's what the fuck happened, okay? The fuck out of here, man.
Okay, so I think that's a hysterical
he went into it a little
bit.
bit more too.
I'm sorry, what?
He went into it more too.
Yeah,
That's a
I know,
short-
but I also don't want to get fucking clapped.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, because I already got the notification from them as well. Heads up, we've detected it on your stream.
Yeah, no, I did the audio. I didn't have it on the thing, so I did the audio. So it usually takes them a little bit longer to detect.
Yeah, they're
it with
fucking
just the
they're
audio.
quick on that. They're quick on that shit.
Yeah.
That's how that goes. But I mean, look, I think it's because we've been waiting for him to say something about that.
More than what he's been saying. He's been very subtle.
And it's like I still feel like Chris Rock held back a little bit, because he was right with what he said. You know, he was right with it. He was calling Will Smith a bitch, but it's like, because the thing is, like, this is the thing. This is the thing with this, right? He was humiliated in front of the entire world, dealt with it like a champ, right? And like, I've still seen motherfuckers come out and be like, yo, Chris Rock is just milking this shit.
He hasn't said anything really.
He joked about it a little bit at some of the sets that he had. He's had a good year. He's been touring all year.
Right.
He's had a really good year and shit. And he finally like culminated with this thing where he's going to talk about it right before the Oscars, in order to like, get maximum exposure to that shit.
Hold on. Yeah, I think you got turned. Hold on. I think you got turned off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's saying.
Oh my. Will Smith got that.
Yeah,
Ryan
he got
here says
turned
2
off.
minutes and then poof. Man, that was quick. That was fucking quick. That was crazy.
Did we get taken down already?
Yeah, man. They're getting fucking gnarly with that shit. That, or I have so many fucking content violations, I get no love.
All right, we're back.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying, because I don't know where it cut me off at. So kind of to recap what I'm saying is like, this motherfucker gets humiliated. The whole world talks about it. The whole world sees it. I mean, the fact like Will Smith open palm slapped him. So like it was more of a I guess you could say a power
Sorry. Sarah's comment YouTube. Keep Will Smith's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah, pretty much, man. God damn.
Yeah,
See, this is
YouTube ain't one, and you cover
like
this.
like I said, Ryan. This is why we did last night the way we did last night. Cause like fuck, dude, Jesus Christ. I'm just saying. It's like Chris Rock dealt with all this shit. He had a good year as a result of it. Nobody, nobody said that he deserved what he got. He comes out with this bit, and I still think he held back. He said what he needed to say, but you can tell that he still loves Will Smith.
I disagree that he held back.
He could be way more brutal.
No, he was definitely more harsh on Jada than Will, but he did not hold back. At one point, because it was live as well, he actually fucked up one of his jokes because when he was going in on it, he was actually upset. You could actually see it in his face when he's talking about it. Like he was really hurt. Like you could tell by his stand, like everything he said, it was jokes, but he was actually hurt. He meant that when he said that he was hurt more than that slap, because he does go and touch base on how much he loved Will Smith and he loved his, the work he's done. And he really idolized Will Smith a little bit. Like he basically said it. And yeah, like he did not really hold back as much. Like he could have went in harder, sure, but he didn't hold back as much as you. Like I don't think he held back as much.
No, I think it was definitely him letting off a lot of aggression and built up frustration and anger of the situation for sure.
No, yeah, no. I'm not saying. I'm saying like he could have been like, he could have gotten real fuck. Like his only real joke was like about that was like, so I was sucking somebody else's dick. How does that make you feel? Right, like sort of thing. Because he's like, she was fucking her son's friend.
And he brought up the whole concussion thing too with that movie, and kind of like the Jada Pinkett thing, and like, oh, I just made a joke about it, and they got pissed off over that or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, basically, one thing he said that I didn't know about this, and I don't know if there's truth to it, but one thing he said that really caught my attention was when he talked about how Jada gave him a hard time because Will wasn't nominated for award one year when he was hosting or something like that, or when he was set to host, and he was basically like, this started before all that, and like I said, I think that at the end of the day, what happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock, even though it was public, it's overall about Chris Rock and Will Smith and them resolving the issues. And it sounds to me like, especially after that episode, like if they're that skit, I think that's his way of saying to Will Smith, like, I ain't fucking with you no more. Like you burn that bridge.
I think it's a permanently burnt bridge.
Well, I think, look, I fully agree that Jada Pinkett Smith is not a good person. I mean, like,
I think she's definitely like a very toxic influence on all of their lives in that family.
Oh yeah. Because, like, I mean, I think her career, like the most she's done in recent years, I want to say was a Girls Trip, and then she was in like the first couple seasons of Gotham.
Yeah.
Right. And that was really about it. And then like you figure she's married. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like you kind of get it. I mean, just like from an abstract view, not to say that you agree with it, but it's like her and Will, they came on up. She was in like a bunch of movies herself, and he had the show and he blew up real big, and then they got married. But her career never really went that way. It was never, because it's always going to happen with a celebrity couple like that, right? Where it's like, it just kind of, you have the one big one and you have the other one that's not going to be as big. Unless it's Angelina and Brad, and that whole thing was a mess, So it's like there's that, and then all the bullshit. I think there's so much toxicity with that. And Will seems like a nice enough dude, and I don't hate Will Smith for what happened. But again, it's the same thing where we talk about like there's this level of accountability, and I kind of feel like Will kind of skirted around that too, where his apology was a little bit like weak in my mind.
I mean, the thing is like, when the first slap happened, I had my opinion, and ever since then, like I've kind of like thought about it, and like I think what people need to understand is that slap wasn't, in my opinion, a slap that was personally, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but personally targeted at Chris Rock. that slap was unfortunately Will Smith reaching a breaking point and taking it out on Chris Rock's face. And and that's what I feel what happened is because the Smith family has been very odd, and a lot of people have had their 2 cents, especially with social media. Everyone's been going in on the family. You know, Jaden's weird tweets. The only one that really doesn't get a lot of attention and a lot of like mocking really is Willow. You know, the daughter.
Well, that's because Willow kind of went out of the public eye.
Well, there was a controversy with like Willow and like an older guy. That was a thing. When
was
like,
there?
Yeah. Like when she was like 13, there was these photos that came out of her with some older dude. He was like shirtless next to her.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear that, but that's
and there was some weird stuff on that one.
Oh, I'm sure, but my thing is like the Smith family for the most part, they've been always mocked and ridiculed, and you know, being you have kids, and I think that like with Will Smith, you know, especially after, I think the Jada stuff did not help, and like I said, being called a bitch by everyone, being called a cuck, being told like all this mean stuff said about his wife, who he still obviously loves. I think that whole incident was Will Smith's breaking point, where he just took out all of the stuff that he's been holding in with all the stuff he's been seeing and not speaking on, and just took it on Chris Rock. And that's why I empathize a little bit with Will Smith. He handled it wrong, but I think that I understood why it got to that breaking point for him, because they are always getting just destroyed publicly. And a lot of that is Jada. I think that Chris Rock was 100% right. Like, why would you make that a whole thing? And I theorize that once it got found out that Jada cheated on Will, and Will being at the time very beloved, like everyone loved Will Smith, nobody ever had anything really bad to say about Will Smith. Will Smith literally smacked a guy who tried to kiss him, and everybody didn't give him a hard time for that. Will Smith was very loved. So Jada hurting Will Smith, the backlash would have been obviously bad for Jada. And I think Will Smith loving her and not wanting to see her go through that ringer and get dragged, decided that the best course of action was to be like, I'm okay with it. In our relationship, this is how we're gonna publicly make it paint out like we're good. I'm okay with you being an open relationship. We're just gonna say we're in an open relationship, and that should like put some heat on me as well, so it's not just my wife getting dragged through the mud. And that's what I think what Will Smith was trying to do. And I think he just wanted to just do what a husband who loves somebody would do, is like, I know we have our problems. Yeah. My wife cheated, so this is the way to make sure that my wife doesn't get dragged.
To be fair too, there were the rumors back in like, what was it, 2015, that him and Margot Robbie were getting down a little bit.
Oh, I think they've had an open relationship for a while.
Yeah.
I think the thing with that is though, is that they never talked about that, but like they talked about Jada's relationship and whatever. And I think a lot of people are just like, for one, because Jada had like was it the Red Room? Is that what it's called? Or the Red Talk, whatever it was.
The table. Yeah, the red table.
Yeah. And it's like, but here's how we have these conversations. And it's like, not everything needs to be on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, not everything.
That's a Jada thing. Like Jada.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. And I don't know why they thought airing out their personal laundry like that was going to help anyone.
Well, even when they were filming it, like, Jada's talking about the open relationship, and you see Will Smith's face is looking so sad and on the verge of crying. It's just like, what are we doing here?
He did cry.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, well, that's why for the thumbnail, I grabbed the meme.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's heartbreaking, and that's like when you see Will Smith's face, you see his eyes. Like, people mocked him, but I'm like, it's kind of messed up, because this is a man who is sitting there for everyone to see, embarrassed, humiliated, and doing the best he can to like save his family's public image. And I get like, Jada, we're not in their relationship, so it's hard to speak on it. But like I said, it's kind of just like, why would you do that? because you love your wife and you're trying to do everything to be a good husband. And it just like, at what point does somebody not sit Will aside and be like, bro, you are a broken man. You are a broken man.
Well,
like, you went from being the most loved person in one instance, in one 5-minute interaction with Chris Rock, you literally ruined your reputation.
Well, I was gonna
over
say
your
though,
wife.
in regards to Will Smith, I know a lot of people thought that his like apology, like where he's by himself, was a bit hollow. But I do think when he was on the Trevor Noah show, I don't know when that was, like a month or two ago, I thought like he spoke very eloquently and really explained himself a lot better there. And it seemed very genuine when he was kind of explaining his mindset and how he messed up. I thought when he was on that show and talked to Trevor Noah about it, he seemed very earnest and very apologetic there. So
No, I mean, it's like I said, Will Smith is he's been through a lot in his career, and like I said, he is the most beloved actor. Like, there was nothing ever really much said negative about Will Smith. Everybody who's ever met him very much always said nothing but nice things. And then you see him like that, and the first thing that went through my head is like, what is going on? Like, what happened
yeah,
to you? Why did you let this happen? And the only thing I can think of is all the years that his family's been dragged, like being a father, seeing people say awful things about his children and awful things about his wife. And regardless if you think Jade is a horrible person or not, like, that's his wife. He loves her. So of course he's gonna feel some type of way when his family is just being nonstop attacked. And yeah, that moment was not the best look. And the first thing I said is, that's a broken man. He's broken.
Well, when it comes to Chris Rock too, I don't know if you guys saw this, but he's kind of losing a bit of this. Well, how do I put this? Like, publicly, it's not real life, so I don't think it matters too much. But I was seeing today, especially on Twitter, people were really upset at Chris Rock because he said something about like, "Oh yeah, I watched that Emancipation movie, and when Will Smith was getting whipped, I enjoyed seeing that," or something like that. People were like, "What the hell?" Yeah, people were like really pissed off at him for saying
fuck
that.
Fuck him for getting pissed about that shit. If you can't see the humor in that, I'm sorry. You know, it's
people were just like thought that was very.
It's tasteless. It's a tasteless ass joke.
Say like you enjoyed seeing Will Smith get whipped as a slave in a movie. Like, I don't know.
I think we can read the subtext.
Black people can say it, white people can't.
You know, I mean, like,
just saying.
Yeah, was he just like, yeah, take that, Kunta? Like, was he? It just would have been a fly on the wall of Chris Rock's house while watching that scene. But again, it's people like, fuck it. He got humiliated. Let him fucking fire his shots back. Let him fucking fuck it. Let him fire his shots back. You know, like, if that's the worst you're gonna say about it, again, it's like, it's just that's a hardcore old school Chris Rock joke. Like, people, like, that's the thing. It's just like, you know, I think it's funny. I think that was a good joke.
Oh yeah, hold up. I have a link to it here. It's the Rolling Stone.
I ain't playing nothing, man. I already got shut down.
No. You can just read it. You don't have to like play it.
Okay. You got the link, or where are you posting it here? What are you doing?
Careful, because he said the N-word a few times. Don't slip up.
Who did RJ?
No.
No, what the hell?
No, Chris Rock. Jesus.
What? It doesn't. If Chris Rock can say it, RJ can't.
All right, cancel Matt Darbo.
Yeah, cancel Matt. This is
what? Wow. I didn't say anything. I didn't say it.
You probably are going to have Saggy read the tweet though, just in case. Just in case.
Well, considering you missed the 12 years a slave conversation from earlier, so this kind of goes right back into it. So, Saggy, would you like to interpret?
Do I have to? Does it say anything? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. My whole life, I can't do a Chris Rock thing. I've rooted for this motherfucker, and now I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. Got me rooting for Massa. Okay, hit him again, Massa. Hit him again. You missed the spot. Chris Rock on Will Smith.
Yeah, people were very pissed off about that comment.
Dude.
That's a level of petty. I mean, listen, I understand though, but it is like definitely a little petty of a dig at him.
Oh, it's petty as fuck, dude. It's petty as fuck.
Here's the thing. This is the thing that makes me angry about the internet. especially like people who aren't familiar. Chris Rock, every black comedian has made a slavery joke. For Christ's sakes, Dave Chappelle did a bunch of skits about the haters that went back in time to slavery times and shot a friggin' slave master, and people got pissed at that. Like, you can't have the black guy shooting a slave owner. Like, what? You can't? Like, it's not.
Dave Chappelle did a whole skit about like the racist black guy. Remember that?
The Clayton Bigsby?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like his most
Right.
that was from the first episode. I watched that shit the night that came out. And I'm like, holy shit. That was one of the funniest goddamn things. And then like over school, when I was in college, man, all of a sudden people are just like talking about this. Like, have you seen Chappelle? Yeah, and then everything, and then it was always that like, take your like wow power. Oh, your kung fu ching chung chang chow, wow power. Like, that shit was everywhere back in the day.
All that chang.
Yeah.
I can't understand.
And all the Chinese,
you. Go back
the ching chang chang chow. I can't understand you.
And when
Go back
you
where
hear
you
that,
came from, wow power.
And you hear that, and you're just like, what the? Like, I remember seeing that episode too. I was like, what the fuck? They could say that on TV? Like, Dave Chappelle definitely changed the whole N-word on television, man. Like, when I heard them say that N-word with a hard R, I'm like, they said what?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, they can say that?
Yeah. What about the sketch about the family, the old 1950s family?
Niggar.
That's
what it was.
Family.
Oh yeah. Don't say it. Yeah.
I didn't say it, but it's like you can't. It's like finishing the jingle. It's like finishing the jingle.
See, that's why I understand why Dave Chappelle did walk away from that show, though, because I think he realized like his show is just becoming a big walking joke. And he was just tired of people coming at him, and he kind of probably said, yeah, I could see why maybe like the jokes were funny and I was trying to send a message and make people uncomfortable, but also bring humor to it. And I like the parts where he actually had, I don't know if you remember, but there were parts of his show where he would actually ask the audience how they felt about some of his skits. And, it was actually surprisingly divided considering they paid to be part of the audience. But it was interesting to see the different opinions of the people that were in the audience watching these skits. And, I think that's why Dave Chappelle walked away, though, because like it got to a point where he's like, all right, I'm making all these white people money based on racial stereotype humor, and I'm good.
I agree with you on that one, though. I do think that to a lot of people, they looked at what he was doing, and I think like, again, like we were having conversations about this in college about like about the use of the N-word and like how it's become more popularized. And it's like, like if people want to quote it, like the Rick James skit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck your couch, right? Like there's that last bit that's people say, like all the shit they say and like all those little jokes and whatever, like that came out of that show. And I can understand like why Chappelle looking at like the suits of Comedy Central and everything else, but it's like, but I think to the general audience at the time, like this was like a Richard Pryor type situation. There was like a lot of conversation happening on the ground floor with people that were just like, yeah, we really put too much emphasis on like, fear of words, fear of things that you can't joke about. Like it's like, no, because there was a time, because again, like RJ, you literally have no knowledge of this because you were not born yet. But like in the early 90s, we had the birth of the PC movement, right? We had that rear its ugly head, like the whole Tipper Gore and Joe Lieberman, parental advisory on rap lyrics.
Wait, there was like a real political correctness actual movement
yes.
in sort of the 90s?
Yes.
I thought there's always been a thing. Like since
no.
2000s, like after 9/11.
Nah. It went like, it was in the 90s. It was like, it was just like, God, how do I describe it? It's kind of like things you can't say.
Was it like the fear mongering in like the 60s over rock and roll and comic books, kind of?
Well,
no, not that bad.
Okay. Here's something I'm gonna say, because I remember Matt gets shit for this too, where he had a tweet involving what was it? Why white people should be able to say it?
I think so.
Right, and you got shit for that, right? But here's the thing.
Years later, not when I said it, but years later.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? I understood why you said that, because when we talk about this type of stuff, it's like okay, remember how I said it the other night to prove a point and everyone gave RJ shit because I forced him to say it? And there were some people in the chat that were like, you still shouldn't say that. Here's the problem, right? Is that word, if you know the history behind why Black people use that word, right? And I won't say it because I think I've said it enough on your streams in the past. Is that if we used it to take the power away from the other one that was meant to be racist and hurt us. So we started using it to take that sting away. However, it really didn't, because people still calling us that word. It still is like, you're being racist. You're using that word to hurt me. So what did it accomplish to take that word and make it our own if we still are upset about the other one, right? Which is why with me, I explain as a Black person, personally, whatever offends you. I just explain why it doesn't offend me. And then people will argue with me. I'm like, I don't care if you feel uncomfortable with that word. That is your comfortability. That's how you perceive it, and that's how you have every right to get offended by it. And you get to decide who you feel comfortable around saying it, or if you don't feel comfortable at all. I think that when you ask that question, Matt, that's what I want to know, is the reason why white people say it is because we tell them they can't. And that's why when you tell somebody they can't do something, then they're going to want to do it more. So I think with Matt's point is that's why he was going on that angle when he said white people should be allowed to say it, because if they're allowed to say it, the chances of them saying it will be a little bit more minimal, because
I'm just saying, like, if, like, let's say, like, I don't know, there's like literally no way, like, to have it around, but let's say there was like a vote, right? And it was allowed to be said. You would have an influx of it. Absolutely. There would be an influx of it for maybe a year. You would hear it a lot. Good, bad, or the other. You'd hear it a lot. And then after a while, it just kind of die the fuck down. That's all it would be.
Because everybody got out of their system, and now it's normalized, and now nobody cares about it. But because, it's that word you don't say unless you're Black, now it's edgy. It's based if you say it.
Okay,
like
cool. to kind of like put in like context of Harry Potter, like, do you remember reading the books or watching the movies and then having it always be like, he who shall not be named? Right? Yep. And you're just like, just say the fucking name. Like, bitch can't fucking hurt you. Just say the fucking name. It's the same concept. It's literally the same concept. And I'm not like advocating for it or nothing like that. Like, personally, it's like I'll be honest, if it was free to everyone to use, I would pretty much only do it in like greetings, or rapping along with fucking music and shit. Like, that'd be about it. Right? Like, that'd be about it. Otherwise, I have no reason to fucking use it. Personally, my personal life. I'm not gonna like go with my 5-year-old kid and go, "What's up, Ma?" It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Like, it's just there's no reason for it to be used. But that's my take on it. And it's like, and I personally, to be honest with you, fucking get rid of the ER ending is disgusting. I hate the ER ending.
Exactly. But that's the thing, is that word was meant to offend and hurt. I choose as a Black person not to allow that word to do what it was intended to do. And when I explain that to people, especially Black people, they're like, no, you shouldn't be okay with the word. I'm not saying I'm okay with the word. I'm saying that I'm not letting that word get the reaction that it was garnered to get. And because when words are just that, they are meant to hurt you. If I wanted to actually, like, I make jokes and call RJ a fat boy and stuff because, he's a big boy, right? But he knows I love him. Right? He knows I love him and I care about him. Right. But this is the thing. I say it jokingly, and he understands that because he's my friend and he knows that I love him no matter what. But I say it as a joke, and then he'll make an offensive comment about me being a woman and stuff. That's just how our humor is. But again, it's the intent that always matters. I'm not calling RJ fat to hurt his feelings.
Yeah. Well, it's like, look what McClouder says. If any of you guys already forgotten the massive increase of the N-word slur right after Elon Musk took Twitter.
Exactly.
But again, it goes right back to my point. Now, it's how many months has Elon been in charge of Twitter? And are we still seeing those articles every day? Are we still seeing those articles all the time? Has that fervor not died down?
Probably because most of those people got banned from Twitter.
Right? Maybe, but they all started new accounts. I find that really weird. Like, when I pissed off a whole bunch of Fandom Menace people the other day, a lot of them were like accounts that were less than 6 months old. A little bit suspicious. But still, it's like, no, you see those articles about this increasing up of it. How many of them are fucking are bot accounts, or how many of them are alt accounts, or how many of them are whatever? It's like, You know, it's the thing is though, here comes this new daddy that's like, I'm not going to police people's speech. So people are going to push the boundary because we as like, I have a fucking 3-year-old who pushes the boundaries. I have a 5-year-old who pushes different boundaries. People are all about pushing boundaries. It's
everyone wants to see how much they can get away with.
Exactly. You want to see how much you can get away with until you can't. And again, going back to like 2010 to 2013, 14, whatever, Twitter was very much like that. And that's why people get canceled for these decades old tweets or whatever. And it's just like, look, I'm not saying like we need to like allow all these words. Like, you know, words are going to be offensive to certain people. And I think you need to temper your responses around people. I think the people out there who just want to be edgy, you know what I mean? Like, I love swearing. I fucking love saying the word fuck, but it doesn't always apply in every situation. So you have to find other ways to say it to get your point across. But after a while, you know what it is? When I was a kid, the word fuck was considered, oh boy, that was the big of the big. You never say the F word. You never say it. Fuck is bad. Fuck is terrible. Don't say fucking fuck, you fucking moron. All right? Don't be a fucking idiot. Stop fucking saying fuck, fucker. You know, whatever, right? And then like, and then again, it's just now I'm an adult. I'm like, I say fuck all the goddamn fucking time. I don't care. It means nothing. It's a word. I don't give it any fucking power.
That's the thing. It's like words now hold power over people. And like, I've been called the N-word with the ER, and they meant that shit. Like, my ancestors felt that. Like, somebody called me that. My ancestors were like, what the fuck he say? Like, and I look at them and I just laugh. And I just chuckle, and I'm like, I literally got you that pissed off that the only thing you could do is attack my skin color, and it makes me laugh. And then they say nothing after. They just keep repeating it, and I just keep laughing because it's like, what did you want me to do? Get mad and punch you in the face? Like, no, you're literally just proving to me you're racist. Why am I going to let you make me get mad?
When I was 17, the couple days after Shakespeare in Love won Best Picture that year in '99. I went to go see it with my best friend, his girlfriend, who's now his wife, and her sister. And her sister is just a major see you next Tuesday. We got into this argument while we were waiting for the movie to start. I forget what caused it, but she literally looked at me and she goes, "You know what? You're an N-word, hard R ending."
Whoa.
And we're all white. Like, they're from the sticks. I'm from the suburbs. You know what I mean? And so I was kind of laughing. I just kind of looked at her like, but she said it with like a lot, like vitriol and hate in her heart, which means like this bitch says this shit a lot, like guaranteed, you know? And I'm just like, I think I was wearing like a FUBU sweatshirt at the time. I had one of those. It was very comfortable. I quite liked it, but it was, you know, like, I'm like, what? Like, I just looked at her like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, the fuck, you know, like, you don't know, like, what? It was such a weird thing. Cause it just like, but I think to some people, that is the word that they are taught means the ultimate insult. You know what I mean? And like, I think it's like, again, it's this fear of a word that, you know, ultimately, you know, you shouldn't really use it, but by having it be so foreboding in our society, it's like, you know, because remember, cunt used to be a word we shouldn't be able to say, right? They didn't want you saying cunt for a long time.
I love how you spelled it out and now you said it twice.
I have a funny story about that word.
Wait, who did?
You said you spelled it out in the beginning and now you just said it twice.
What? I didn't say what? Which word?
The C word.
Oh yeah, no, okay. Yeah,
I have a funny. I was gonna say
because I'm part British.
Yeah,
YouTube doesn't care. YouTube does not care. Trust me. There was a YouTuber from Australia.
Guys. I was just referring to a bundle of sticks.
Yeah. No, I don't use. Now, here's the thing with that. I don't use that word. Yeah. Right? Like, I don't use the F.
Oh, so I do when I get pissed. When
here's the thing with that. Like, the word, it's kind of, there's like levels of severity in regards to that. Like, I understand. I know people that when they get angry, they go to that. And it's like, and a part of me wonders, like, is it a cultural thing? Is it the upbringing thing? Is it like this? Is this the word that you used on playgrounds? Because when I was a kid, did you guys ever play, well, RJ definitely wouldn't, but like, Saggy, when you were a kid, did you ever play the game Smear the Queer?
No.
That was a game we played in elementary school. Like, it was very odd at the time because it was just like,
what kind of elementary school did you go to, bro? What?
A suburb of Portland.
What the fuck?
It was, yeah, I'm telling you, it was weird. It was called, but the thing is though, we didn't know queer in the sense of LGBT, right? Or LGBTQ. We didn't know about it from that. You know, like, again, you hear it, so people say it and you're like, what is this? Like, what is, you know, like, it's because there's a rhyming scheme there, right? The rhyming scheme is why it held.
The fuck school did you go to?
It was a Portland suburb middle school or elementary school.
All right.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying like it was like I said, like it's one of those things like I thought back on years later and I'm like, that was weird. Yeah, we shouldn't have done that. But it's like, again, it's just like that is what kids on the playground are going to say to each other. Like kids on the playground say some insanely mean shit.
Well, I remember when I was a kid growing up, right? I think I was like 3 or 4 years. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. And you remember the Penn and Teller show, Bullshit or whatever it was called?
Yeah, Bullshit's great.
Yeah. My dad was watching it. And it was the episode about cursing. So they were going through all the curse words, right? And the last, so they said fuck, shit, ass, all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I've heard this because, like, yeah, growing up, I always heard those words around just because my family cursed a lot. And then they said, see you next Tuesday. And I was like a little kid being like, what, see you next Tuesday? And my dad's like, nope, turn it off. I was like, nope. I was a little kid being like, let's see you next Tuesday. And I had no clue. I was like, what is that? I said it aloud and they freaked the hell out. So that was funny.
One of the things that cracked me up is like today. So today I'm playing my game and I'm listening to Eddie Diaz's video about the current controversy. And he plays the clip, right? That one person says. And that person, you know, this masked individual goes like, you fuckers, right? And he says it, and then my daughter's right there because I forgot it was there. So my 5-year-old hears that, and she just goes, you fuckers, right? Like it's just,
oh no.
So she said it, and I'm like, hey, and because she's heard his voice before, so she knows his voice. So she's like, what's you fuckers? Like, am I a fucker? And I'm like, no, we don't say that. She had a very big day. She's swearing, she's losing her teeth. It's a crazy day for her. And I'm just like, oh, calm down. No, don't say that. But it's like kids will pick up on whatever. And so they'll reflect back what they hear and they'll reflect it back in ways, but they also don't know how they say it. They don't know the context of what it means. So what I find to be funny is when, you know, again, just like when you get the morality police on social media, that want to just kind of dictate everything. It's like you're not winning yourself any favors. You're scaring people into the taboo, which just means that given the opportunity around non-prying eyes and ears, they're just going to do it more often. You know, that's really what it boils down to. It's just that's what you're doing. Is you're just making it like more taboo, and that's just going to get people to say it. But it's like it's ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, we've been on this subject for a while. I don't want to dwell on it too much. Ryan here, thank you, says Jada is basically Lady Macbeth at this point. To be fair, I get what you mean, but I also kind of forget a lot about Lady Macbeth because I'm tired as fuck.
It's basically Lady Macbeth turns out to be the huge instigator and kind of drags Macbeth down with him because of her actions.
Oh, I see. I should really go reread Macbeth again. It's been a long time.
Or go watch any of the numerous movies.
Kenneth Branagh is the only one I'll touch. Kenneth Branagh.
Sons of Anarchy is based on.
Sons of Anarchy. The first season is largely Hamlet, and Gemma's actions, yes, very much damaged the family. But we don't get a lot of that till later on. All right, and then King of the Golden State for Fiverr. Thank you, buddy. Says I've been called the N-word once. Kind of shocked, and that one time still hurt. Yeah, no one wants to be called it. Like, yeah, and I would never like. To say it in such a way where you're spewing that kind of vitriol is just like, that's
I mean,
like fuck.
I mean,
that.
I've told this story on my channel many times, but like I converted a racist, and I did it because
and that racist is here today. RJ, tell us your story.
No,
well, I laid down the pipe and just all washed away.
Oh God, you couldn't lay down pipe if it friggin' punched you in the face. Shut up, fucking lay down pipe. What the hell are you talking about, boy? Stop with this.
What? I mean, listen,
you can't lay down no pipe. Shut the fuck up. Okay?
Wait, hold on. Just for the sake of brevity, RJ, are you suggesting that you laid pipe with Saggy and that's what converted you from being a racist?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so
no,
okay,
no,
so
no,
so
no,
you
no.
so you had some of that.
No, shut the fuck up. No.
So what you're saying,
Matt, you don't want to live. You don't want to live to see another fucking year. I will orphan your children. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you fucking say it.
So what you're saying is
Matt,
that
Matt, don't. I swear on my mother's ashes, I will friggin' hunt you down like a fucking pig and skin you alive and cook you like bacon. Stop it. Don't you fucking say it.
Hold on. Now, do you put some brown sugar on your bacon? Because some people like to do that. It's a nice, okay. So and that makes it better, right? So
Matt,
couldn't you technically put
Matt,
some brown sugar on
Matt, stop it. Stop it, Matt Gerbil. Jesus Christ. Stop. You're so I can't with you, bro. You're so gross. Stop. I'm gonna pray for you. You need to go to church the next Sunday, bro. Fuck streaming. You are going to church, young man. You are going to fucking go into a confessional. For all Father, for I've sinned. I say the most raunchy, nasty things about my friends and to my friends, and I need to be fucking spanked.
What? RJ's the one that's claiming that he had sex with you, and that converted him to not being a racist anymore. So all I'm asking is if you have the golden anti-racist vagina. Like, that's it.
I hate you. I hate you. Why do I come here? I hate you.
What? But then, okay,
You
to
are
follow up that
evil.
question, then don't you think that like having an OnlyFans might be the best way to cure racism? So you have to spread the gospel. You have to spread the gospel. You know?
I hate you.
Well, if you think about it, you'd be doing a public service. I mean, you would be ridding
shut the
racism
fuck
to the
up.
world.
Your stupid joke started this shit. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Both of you are in trouble.
I mean, listen, you can capitalize on the chocolate fever, you know?
I just shut the hell. Chocolate fever? What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god, RJ, oh my god, holy shit, RJ. What is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
RJ, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on Pam Grier?
Who?
Exactly.
See, that's how you know. That's how you know.
Jesus
that's how you know.
People. Well, never mind my fucking converting racist story because RJ just made this weird as fuck.
Sarah here says RJ's gonna tap it in 7 years.
RJ ain't tapping shit. RJ just saying he's laying pipes. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
I mean, if you can't tell my humor at this point, I mean that's it.
What
for you.
humor? That's not humor. That's just like nobody wants to hear about you laying anything. I don't even want to hear you laying down, motherfucker. Like I don't want to hear laying down shit. I don't want to hear nothing. It's fucking sus, man. I'm about laying pipes. Like, what do you mean laying pipes? Where did you even get that terminology from? Jesus.
Well, maybe he's just getting caught up in the Mario movie marketing. You know,
he is not laying no pipes. I can promise you that. RJ lays 0 pipes.
Okay? How would you know?
Bro, we already had this discussion about why you ain't laying pipes. What Saggy didn't do anything for once. RJ's talking about laying pipes, and then Matt went on this whole rant about me converting racism with my vagina. This is not
I was simply asking a question if brown sugar could solve white racism.
See, that's and why do I get blamed for y'all saying this shit? I did nothing.
No one's blaming you for anything. This is not a blaming thing. We're commending you. We're commending you for being able to take RJ's pipe and to show him the ways of non-racism.
This is not the way. This is not the Mandalorian. This is not the way.
Okay? Well, and I was just saying, you could do a public service. You could be like the official convert to white people and other people to stop being racist. Y'all
know how this is gonna look, right? Y'all know how this is gonna look, right? Y'all being sus right now. Stop being sus, RJ.
So when are you guys meeting up in Vegas? Where prostitution is legal?
Jesus Christ, Matt.
As long as a camera's in a room, it's considered art.
Oh my god. I want to throat punch the shit out of you, Matt. I'm going to one of these days. I'm going to meet you, and the first thing I'm gonna do after I give you a hug and say hi, nice to finally see you in person, I'm gonna fucking just karate chop you right in your fucking throat when I can find it. Okay, you little fucking asshole.
You can find my throat. I have a neck.
I'd have to find it. I mean, it's buried somewhere.
You can
under that
see it
beard.
underneath my stupid ass chin strap on my fucking picture right there.
No, that's not your neck. That's not your neck.
That's my neck. I'm even wearing
excess.
a V-neck in that shirt, or a crew neck in that one, showing
I'm
off some man
to,
hair.
Well, thank you for showing me where your throat is, so I know where to aim, because I'm going to throat punch the shit.
Yeah, but you're also like 5 foot nothing, so it's very easy to just kind of like put my hand out and you start swinging it like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
If you see me walk up to you and I have a step stool, be very fucking afraid. Okay.
You know what, Jordan? Jordan, you have comment of the night, Saggy. You can commit public service clapping. There you go.
I guess it gives an entire new meaning to conversion therapy.
RJ, when I see you, I'm going to like lift your fucking stomach up and just fucking kick you in your nuts.
Well, finally, somebody's gonna touch it.
You guys are fucking awful. So hey guys, I converted a racist with not my vagina.
But her mouth.
No, it wasn't even kind of my mouth, because I was talking to the person. No. So I played I played a video game on PS2, SOCOM, and the leader of our guild, or I don't want to say, I hate when I say clan because then people are like the clan. No, we had like a team, and the leader of that was a racist. He was a like legit racist. So anytime he heard like a guy that sounded black, the N-word would pop off and stuff. And I sat there silent. Like, I never said nothing. And eventually, this is how long ago it was. Eventually, he added me on MySpace. And when he saw my picture, he's like, "You're black?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "But I hate, I say like the N-word and stuff, and I don't like black people." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "And you never said anything when I called people the word." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because first of all, he was young." I was like, "Well, you're young, and I just assumed that, you were raised wrong, and I'm not gonna, you have every right to hate if you want, but I just like, what good would have been done to argue with you about it, right?" I'm like, eventually you would have found out I was black, and I wanted you to get to know me for me, so that you didn't assume that, judge me because of my skin color. I wanted you to get to know me. So that's why I didn't say anything, because I wanted you to actually know me as a person. And like, me and him were cool. Like, I remember one time he was very suicidal. He had mental health issues, and he had called me up, and this was before he even knew I was black. And, I walked him, down, like, not to be, want to hurt himself. And that's what I think the thing that really mattered to him. He's like, wow, this is somebody who's a black person who literally sat there and let me be a racist, and she saved my life. And ever since then, he was like, he stopped being racist, at least in front of me. And as time went on, we were friends for a while. He called me his sister. And I remember one time on Facebook, there was I forget what the comment was, but some of his racist friends saw me and were calling me, racial slurs and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, you're not going to talk to her like that. Like, she's not that person. She's my sister, and I don't like that you're calling her that. And she's a good person, and all that stuff." And he actually stopped being friends with those people. And yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up because he was like my brother, and he had passed away a few years ago. Somebody actually killed him on the streets, and I was happy to at least know that he didn't die a racist. And I think that's why too I handle racism differently than most people, because of that situation where I was dealing with somebody who was 100% hated black people. And I remember asking him too, when we talked about it, like, why? And he's like, "Well, I was a fat kid. His name was Fat Joe. They called him Fat Joe. And he's like, in school, like, all the black kids used to bully me." And I said, that makes sense why he was racist, because all he knew from black people is that they bullied the fuck out of him and beat him up and everything. So he did not like black people for that reason. And I kind of felt like it was something like that, because a lot of the times with racist people like that, they're racist because they had bad experiences with black people, and they project that on everybody. And I felt like that's what the case was with him because he was young. Either his family was racist, he was raised that way, or he had a bad experience with some black people, and that was what it was. And when I realized that, it's like sometimes people are just ignorant and they don't know better because you don't know why they are the way they are. Not every racist is a racist because of, you know, that they just hate people. It's usually because of a bad experience that they've had in their childhood. And I handle it with a different type of like method where I just don't get offended and assume that somebody's a bad person because I don't know their story. And I listen. And when I did, it made them realize like not every black person is the same. And then yeah, that's what happened. And like I said, the best thing I could say is at least he didn't die being a racist. And that's the best thing that came out of that. And yeah.
Yeah, no, SOCOM was a fun game back in the day. No, it's a good story. I'm just trying to relate.
I love how Saggy goes in this emotional thing about this friend who died, and she's like, at least he didn't die a racist because of my impact on his life. And Matt's like, hey, SOCOM was a great game, man. Like that shit was awesome.
I had a point to that, which is gaming brings people together, and you don't always, you get to know people, and that's kind of how it works out. And people like you can impact people's lives and not even realize it. That's what I was trying to say. SOCOM was a good game. Jesus fucking Christ.
No, it's true. And I tell parents all the time because like I remember having talks with parents and they're just like, yeah, I don't let my kids play games, and they're very antisocial. I'm like, well, you should probably let them do online gaming and talk to people because that's how I built my confidence up to be able to talk. Believe it or not, I talk a lot now. If you guys knew me back in my like early 20s, I was not a talker. I was very quiet. I was shy. I was afraid to talk. Now that I've broken that, I don't shut the fuck up. So, and that's because I was online gaming because I felt more comfortable talking to strangers on the internet. Which made
damn, people should have bullied you more then.
What the fuck, RJ? Like, who says that? Like, who even says that?
Wow. But remember though, RJ, according to Mamoon here, RJ's got the fever for chocolate. And the only cure is more chocolate and cowbell. The fever.
I hate all of you.
I have no clue what's happening at this point.
It's the cowbell. I got a fever. The only cure is more cowbell.
I'm craving Reese's Pieces.
Well, yeah, those are always good. I enjoy that. I had a friend of mine I met on SOCOM, who I think died in Hurricane Katrina.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I met him. His name was Hank. He was from New Orleans and shit. Like fucking, he was a DJ. Always high on cocaine. Always. His name was MLK Assassin, or JFK Assassin. He would always run a moniker of that. So like when it killed him, it would be like, you were killed by MLK Assassin or JFK Assassin. Like,
bro, SOCOM 2 is so fun, dude. I played the shit out of that game.
Oh hell yeah. That
Sony needs to bring back SOCOM.
Well, you got to bring. They tried. They did SOCOM 4 for the PS3. Zipper wasn't even like Zipper also did MAG. That was the one that was like 200. I think it was like 130 people playing at a time. It was a thing. SOCOM would be great. The team from SOCOM started a new company, and they did a game called the H Hour, and they were supposed to bring it to consoles, and it never did. It's basically just like SOCOM, so that's unfortunate. But no, the last time I talked to Hank was actually the night before the levees broke in Hurricane Katrina, and he called me up and whatever, and I was like, hey man, like you doing good? So I'm just hearing about the shit going on over there. And he's like, yeah, I'm grabbing the girl. We're going to take off to my parents' house. And then he's like, I'll call you in a couple of days and let you know how it's going. I was like, all right, man, cool. And then he never called me again. His phone was dead and like voicemail. And then he never logged back into his SOCOM account like ever again. So I don't know if he's alive. I mean, something happened where he just completely checked out of everything. So I don't know. I only had his first name. I didn't have his last name. So that part sucked. But yeah, I mean, it's just, SOCOM can bring people together and everything else. That's the beauty of gaming. and the beauty of these
And that's the
communities.
crazy thing. Yeah, it's like I said, it was. I can't tell you like how like it was a little awkward. Not gonna lie, being a black person in the lobbies after we like lost a match or won a match with all the shit talking that went on, and like you hear my leader of our group just dropping the N word like it's nothing, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I don't know. I like this kid, and I think it's a little crazy that like, but I wanted him to get to know me. I wanted him to get to know me, and once he found out, because I knew he was gonna find out eventually, and once he found out, he was shocked as hell, and I think I learned that from my aunt because I remember my aunt used to go in chat rooms. I remember her telling me a story about how she like apparently talked to like what do you call the guys that the ones the clan one leaders who are
The
like
Grand
top rank?
Dragons,
Yes, that she actually said she had
or
a conversation.
Grand Wizards, or whatever it is.
Yes, she talked to one of them, and I was just like, why? And she's like, I was curious to like why they feel the way they feel. And she said they actually had a really interesting conversation. And after it, she said that the guy was kind of just like, I wasn't expecting this kind of day where I was having a conversation with a person that I spent my entire life hating. And she said that like, it was, an interesting conversation. She's like, yeah, he's still a piece of shit. But like, I guess his whole thing was like that they didn't hate black people, more like they just didn't believe that there should be interracial relationships. And I'm like, but why? like no, I don't think there's not many pure bloods, at least not in America. Like everyone's mixed with something at this point. So it's not real pure bloods. I feel like everybody like thinks that they like, if you look in your family tree, I guarantee you got some ethnicity you didn't know you had.
Yes, probably. I mean, I had that 1% Italian.
Do you?
So yeah. I'm pretty ethno white. I mean, you can look at my face on this image and be like, yeah. But yeah, I've got like I did the DNA test, and it's all like you're 99% European white and 1% Italian.
Well, that's
I should do a DNA test too.
God, oh my God, RJ, please do. Please do before you see the Flash. I just want you to do it before you see the Flash. You can be like, I am 12% Native American, and that part of my body disavows this movie. But I'm 88% don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, my boyfriend did a yeah, stupid. So my boyfriend did a DNA test because he's adopted, and he always thought he was Italian for some reason. So he like dressed like an Italian mob boss or one of those, the tracksuits and shit. And he finally did a test, and he actually found out that he has absolutely zero Italian in him because he was adopted to an Irish family, and he was actually European. And I kind of laughed at him. I'm like, but did you think you are Italian because you tan really nice? He's like, yeah, I did. And he found out he was not Italian or Irish. He was from England. He's European. He's from England.
Yeah, it's pretty funny when we start breaking it all down. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. It's 1:00 in the morning.
Nobody asked.
Fuck off. I
Matt
gotta
needs to get to bed.
I'm gonna be up in like 5 hours, probably get woken up again because of the kids and shit. Because it's a school day. They all got.
We had a great conversation about cultural differences.
We did have a good conversation. Yeah, Saggy is a person who can cure racism.
I hate you. I hate.
No,
Shut
what?
up,
By
RJ.
talking to people. By talking to people.
Okay, I thought we were gonna go back to the whole.
No, God damn, Jesus Christ! You use your mouth to help convert racists. It's a noble thing.
Yeah.
I hope you wake up with your penis.
Imagine you have to. Your mouth opens, your tongue waggles. That's part of talking, vocalizing things. You then.
She has the golden lips.
RJ, I will.
RJ says he lays some pipe. I don't know. I mean, is that like a plumber term for socket?
RJ don't lay pipe. I don't even know why he said that. That's like so weird. You ain't laying no pipe, boy.
Spherical Commander says, give the kids the keys to the stream. Saki and RJ will lock up behind them. Well, it is 4 a.m. for Saggy, and I don't even know what time it is for RJ. What, 3?
3.
Do you have work in the morning?
I do. I woke up at 2 in the morning with a stomach ache. That's why I was up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I passed out from like 8:30 until like 9:30. Like literally just got up and came out and started streaming. So there's a lot going on with that. But here's the thing. So okay, Ryan, that short, we'll watch that tomorrow night. There's an article that I just saw about Comicsgate. That's going to be fascinating to look at. They got banned from platform.
Oh, is that what was? I saw that.
Yeah, I just saw that, but it's like
wait,
too
where'd
late.
they get banned from?
They got banned.
Stardust was covering it today.
Yeah, from Crowdfunder, the website Crowdfunder banned all Comicsgaters. So that's the thing.
Oh wow.
And then we'll take a look at all that stuff tomorrow night. It's just this is definitely later than I expected, but good convos, right? Good fun times as always. If you guys haven't already, leave a like. We are currently at 35, 36 with 76 of you guys watching. We can get the 50. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a great evening. Thanks again, and peace the fuck out.